Damn, dude, the video's already got 5 likes. 6 likes, holy shit.
Yeah. Let's fucking go. We're talking Mandalorian.
What's up, Flock? What's up, DB? Yo, what's up, Flock?
Early gang.
Look at these early birds getting the worm.
Alright, we got everything set up.
What's on the agenda today? Today we're all going to be discussing the Mandalorian season 2.
With spoilers, with everything.
With spoilers.
I mean, the grace period is gone, right? For the season finale thing.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, I only found out about the topic being the Mandalorian like yesterday, and I speed read it today. I literally finished it like half an hour before we were supposed to start. Yeah, what DB said, just fucking get good at watching.
Yeah. All right. I get, listen, it's a little bit earlier than normal, right? Usually it's about a week grace period, but what are you going to do, man? Listen, Christmas is coming.
It's also Christmas during a pandemic, so what else are you gonna do? It's not like you have places to be.
Should we just go episode by episode like we do?
Yeah, I think it worked out very well last time we did Mandalorian and we went episode by episode.
All right. A good question, TB. A good question.
Are you ready, kids?
Four minutes. Vor says, hey, Bale. I'm SpongeBob ready for this. What's up? How is everybody doing?
It's pre-Christmas time.
It's Christmas Eve.
It's the prequel to Christmas Eve.
Alright, shit, you know, let me pee real quick. Quick.
Alright. Be quick about it. Yeah, three streams? Where's the third one? Is it Instagram? Is it Facebook? Chat, you wanna bet if he's gonna come back before the timer ends? Cola is currently peeing. Oh, he has 10 seconds left. There's no way in hell he's gonna come back before the timer ends. He probably hasn't unzipped his pants even. I hear a door. He's coming back. The boy is back.
All right, I'm here. Let's fucking do this.
Let's fucking go.
What's up, Dumpster Baby? What's up, Pink? Let me update this screen.
Oh yeah.
We're not talking about this. We actually never talked about. We actually never talked about this.
Did you end up watching at least?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Fucking.
Bro, there's always next week.
Yeah, no, I'm down. I'm not opposed to watching it.
Next week is probably gonna have to be a Wednesday too, because you know, Thursday is the 31st and Friday is the 1st, and people are gonna be dead on both days.
Oh yeah, that's right. All right, so yeah. Today we're discussing all things Mandalorian Season 2. So, you've been warned. Should we wait for everybody else, or should we just dive right in?
I mean, we could wait for like a few more minutes for people to come in. I don't know how many are on Twitch though, because I'm not on Twitch.
Dive. You know, let me pull up the episode list. All right, I've got the little synopsis up from chapter 9 through chapter 16.
Nice. That's a good anchor point. It's a good starting point.
What was the season 1 cliffhanger?
I do not remember.
It was Moff Gideon.
Oh, it was Moff Gideon being alive.
Yes, him using the
Spoilers.
dark saber to cut his way out of his down TIE fighter. And that was the kind of like, that was the, you know, like the day was won, but with a caveat.
Yeah, the day was one asterisk.
Yeah.
Read the small print.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it ended with Din Djarin's life being saved by the heroic droid IG-11, who then sacrificed himself to save Grief Karga, Cara Dune, Baby Grogu, and Mando himself from Moff Gideon's battalion of stormtroopers. It was,
The droid was the real MVP.
yeah, man. The droid voiced by Taika Waititi. I should be writing more thoughts down on this. Let's see, because there's a, you know, I feel like we should also, as much as I like to praise this series. There were some drawbacks to the series that I'd like to touch
Oh
on.
yeah, no piece of artwork is perfect unless it's Monogatari. So yeah, it has its drawbacks.
Yes. How dare you! Man, remember when Mona called him dumpster baby? But in the most like formal way possible. Like she
What
was
baby?
a judge. Mona was talking to dumpster baby, and she engaged him as dumpster baby. She said, "Well, dumpster baby." It was really silly. It was really, really silly. Here, let's see. Vor says, "What's up, Flock? How are you?" Because no one bothered to check the damn wreckage, says Vor. Vor with a good point. Vor with an excellent point. You just
I was about
assumed.
to have a continuity fit in the last like 3 episodes, but it was fixed.
Oh, all right. Well, yeah, make sure you write that down when we get to that episode.
Yeah. I have everything written down.
Everything.
Everything.
Wait, do any of you guys have like any Christmas Eve plans? Or Christmas Eve plans? Any plans for tonight?
No, tonight isn't Christmas Eve, I think.
I know.
I don't know.
Wait, but also like, oh, so Tildy was like the 24th is Christmas there or some shit like that. Apparently Tildy.
Yeah, it's kind of weird here because we also have. It's also Christmas, but it also ain't. Like in the Orthodox Christian calendar, tomorrow is technically Christmas Eve, where you burn the log and all that garbage.
Right.
And
yeah.
Christmas is on the 25th.
Oh, yeah, that's the same here. Yeah, for us, Christmas Eve on the 24th, Christmas Day on the 25th. But Tildy made it sound like the 24th was her Christmas.
It's possible. I don't know what the Danish are using.
Fucking
such
weird.
A backwards country already.
Fucking weirdos, dude.
They probably have Christmas and they have Christmas post-Christmas morning or some shit on the 25th.
No, I'm just chilling here. Same old, says Flock. Nah, Mike. Nah, I'm just chilling here, and then tomorrow we're cooking, but only my uncle comes over. Why only your uncle? Is he the only one you like? In Chile, we celebrate with everyone on the eve. Christmas Day is just a chill day.
Yeah, same in Bulgaria.
Yeah, see, Christmas Eve is usually pretty chill in the States. You know, Christmas Eve is the foreplay to Christmas. Christmas Day is where it all goes down. Christmas Day is where you go.
Christmas Day is like the full anal penetration.
Yeah, dude. Christmas Day is fucking full DP. I love Dutch Christmas. Ever so slightly inappropriate Santa helpers. Oh, well, she's Danish, not Dutch. But yeah, the Dutch ones are the ones in blackface.
Wait, are there Christmas elves in blackface, or is that just the Black Pete thing?
Yeah, it's Black Pete. But it's, come on.
I don't think that's Christmas related. At least ours isn't.
Yeah, fucking Black Pete, dude. Black Pete, who they say is it's just chimney dust, you know. It's just chimney.
It's literally how the story goes in Bulgaria. It's a dude who cleans chimneys, and there's so much like dust, or not dust, soot or whatever you'd call it, and that when he goes in and comes back out, he's all black because, you know, his clothes and everything is just covered in soot, and that's it.
Nah, dude, that shit looks straight up like blackface. I love Dutch Christmas. What was the other thing? Oh, well, yeah. Well, why does he have a curly ass wig too? He's got like a Jerry curl wig.
People can't have curly hair.
Get the fuck out of here, dude.
I don't fucking know, dude. It's like an old ass story. I don't even know if our version has his hair described. Let me check.
All right, fuck it. Let's dive in. Let's dive in. I've waited long enough. Yeah, if people want to catch up, they could watch the VOD. It'll be in the podcast section of my YouTube channel.
Oh, you have a playlist now.
Yes, I do have a playlist. This one isn't on it
Look at
yet.
you, big boy. Big playlist, daddy.
You guys seen the Yule Lads? No, what's that?
What are those?
Well, you know, I actually
And
gotta.
I'm supposed to be the Witcher who should know about Yule and stuff like that.
I actually gotta switch the stream to. I gotta switch the stream over.
You know what? I'm gonna use this cam because it's more intense. And it's more first.
Let me switch over to podcasts.
Well, actually, this camera is also pretty close to what you have. I mean, how close you are in the camera.
Yeah, it is pretty. Yeah, it's pretty spot on. Okay. These Icelandic Christmas elves with some ODD abilities and names. What? Is that true?
Christmas X-Men, let's go.
Do they have like a Cyclops and a Professor X?
Is Santa their Professor X? Is that what the sled is? It's like that weird machine Professor X had in the cartoon. Is that what Santa's sled is?
So instead of Santa having his sled, he's got Professor X's hover chair.
Yo, Japman, hello.
Hey, what's up, Jap man? You allowed to say that?
I mean, you don't know what Jap means.
It could maybe a Jewish American princess.
What the fuck?
Well, that's the thing. Oh, I just realized that my camera's at a slight angle. Why do you even have Bale's video on? Because we're doing a podcast and he's my co-pilot.
Yeah, I'm the co-host, so I'm required to be on the video by contract.
Yeah, it's in the contract. It's in the contract. You go full VTuber. I wonder if I should be using the VTuber hashtag on this YouTube video. I think.
Yeah, I told you you can abuse it. That's also the thing I use on Twitter. I mean, we're not lying. I am a VTuber now. I should actually stream this weekend because I just didn't want to stream last weekend. I should stream more consistently.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna put a little in the description. I'm gonna put a little VTube. It took me forever. It took me forever to realize how to spell Mandalorian right, because I was spelling with an O forever. Because
Like
he's called Mando, but it's
Mandalor.
Yeah, Mandalore.
Or at
Yes.
least you're not spelling it Mongolorian. You remember that meme?
The Mongolorian. I do remember that meme. Okay. Alright, the video has been updated. VTuber should now be in the hashtag. Guys, I was up until 7:30 in the morning playing Cyberpunk.
You fucking nerd.
Noobs, you not know about VTubing? VTubing is definitely a thing.
It's been a thing for like a long ass while, and it finally exploded. Was it this year? I think it was this year.
Oh yeah, definitely
It
2020.
started exploding last year and it like took the big height of this year.
It really did.
Some of them are quite fun.
Yeah, they call him Mando. That throws me off too. Yeah. Carl Weathers is like Mando this and Mando that.
Yeah, blame fucking Bill Burr for it.
Bill Burr too. They all call him Mando, which is
I
crazy
fucking love Billy Burr.
because Mandalores. They're a race of people. I mean, I know Din Djarin isn't technically a Mandalorian by biology, but rather by culture and adoption, but. That'd be like if, we were on another planet and they just started calling, and we're all Earthlings, but for some reason they just decided to call me Earth. It's like, yeah, what's up, Earth? What's up, Earth?
Eartho.
Oh, yeah, what's up, Eartho? Yeah, calling you Eartho, right? Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, it sounds better than Manda. Yeah, no. Mando sounds better, for sure. It's just crazy. Eartho. I like that. It's almost derogatory.
I know, right?
Look
Hey,
at-
you Eartho.
Look at that fucking Eartho over there. All right. All right. Season 1, we're done. So now we're on season 2. Season 2, episode 1 is chapter 9 overall because the first season only got 8 episodes, as did this season. So let me break it down. The synopsis goes like this. The Mandalorian has been tasked with returning his charge, a child, to its people. This is the one where in the teaser trailer we get... In the teaser trailer we get the armorer, his armor, his superior, commander, where she's like, at the end of season 2, she tells Mando that he's tasked with, returning this baby to his people, to his
I
kin.
like that in the second season he used the word quested, which sounds so much better and more epic.
It's a fucking quest, man, because it's not easy to find a Jedi, all but extinct.
Oh hell yeah.
Because this is post original trilogy. So in the Star Wars universe, remember in the trilogy, right? This isn't Clone Wars. This is the Jedi have fallen, into lore at this point. Or at post Order 66 and even before Order 66, the Jedi, although we saw a lot of them in Clone Wars, relatively tiny, infinitesimally small part of the galactic population. Really small. Seeing a Jedi. Yeah, I mean, incredibly rare. Just because we saw them in Order 66, this is because we saw them pre-Order 66 at the Jedi Temple on Coruscant, like that was really there in the entire Galactic Federation. They had that one outpost full of Jedi, but that was pretty much all the Jedi in the universe, more or less, in that one building.
Yeah, they were a small number to begin with.
Yeah. So a very small fraction. So I mean, it would make sense that, you have this like elite group of soldiers that work at the behest of the Republic called the Jedi, but the likelihood of somebody seeing a Jedi, unless you were at a battlefield with a Jedi, pretty rare, I'd imagine. Pretty fucking rare. So by the time we're in this by the time we hit the original trilogy, time-wise, the Jedi have kind of fallen into lore, right? You see it the way, I think, the Mandalorian calls them a race of sorcerers, right? The Mandalorian doesn't know who Luke Skywalker is. The Mandalorian doesn't know about Jedi. And that's the kind of, that's the kind of galactic mentality when it comes to Jedi. They're like this, like, I think, is it Grand Moff Tarkin? Who's the one that, like, makes fun of Vader's Vader's belief in the Force, right? He calls him like doesn't he call him like it's so long ago. I haven't watched the original trilogy in quite some time. But Vader is lacked for his faith in the Force. Like, they rip on him for it. They're that old religion people don't even remember. I find your lack of faith disturbing. Right. Exactly. If you consider the officer in the Death Star mocking Vader's old religion, thank you, dumpster baby. That's the overall. See, that guy was, well, he was stupid because he's talking to Vader like that, but
yeah.
Because I'd imagine at this point everybody knows what Vader's capable of, right? So I mean, it'd kind of be like me spitting in a tiger's face or something, you know, like you'd have to be really stupid. Don't try to frighten us with your sorcerer's ways, Lord Vader. Right. Yeah, so Vader, like, they probably laugh behind his back, you know? They probably think he's some religious weirdo. You know, they probably look at that suit the way you might look at somebody wearing a burqa or something. Be like, nonsense. Look at this fucking dumbass.
They're kind of walking around with a cape.
Yeah. He's walking around in a giant cape. But I mean, you know, I guess it's, you know, but listen, the Jedi have robes, dude. There's a reason the Jedi look like badass, like, samurai monks. It's part of the faith. They believe in the Force. They can't see it, but they know it's there. You know, if you listen to Yoda speak on the Force, it sounds like he's speaking about religion, right?
Yeah.
When he's on Dagobah and he's like, the Force is all around us. It moves through us, between you, between me.
It's in all living things.
Right. It binds us. And he's like, you, me, the rock, the ship. You know? It's beautiful the way he talks about it, but I mean, if you heard that and you didn't know what the fuck Force was, you probably think they were like, okay, all right, what are we in a Scientology camp?
What is this, church?
Yeah, right. Your sad devotion to that ancient religion has not helped you conjure up the stolen data tapes. Nor giving you clairvoyance enough to find the rebels' fortress. That is hilarious. Mouthing off like that to Vader. But yes, at this point in the galaxy, the Star Wars galaxy, Jedi have fallen to myth, and those who believe in the Force are looked up as religious weirdos, zealots who believe in some mystical ancient religion, not like actual practical users. Yes, that's from memory. Nice, good job, Gers. They're that old religion.
In today's terms, to put it, the Force in Mandalorian is kind of like talking about witchcraft today. Like, oh, you light candles and crystals?
Yeah. So, yeah, the end of season 1, Mando is tasked with this quest. And what's great about it is there's that moment where Mandalorian says something along the lines of, it's like, so you're telling me I have to deliver the baby to a race of enemy sorcerers. And then she says, this is the way, which means fuck yeah.
What you gonna do about it? This is your quest. You can't level up unless you do the quest.
Yeah. Okay, now actually here I was kind of jumping around a bit. What's up, Flock? Well, there's always the VOD on YouTube. For those of you unaware, I'm live streaming on YouTube, and this is where the podcasts live in perpetuity, as well do the VODs on YouTube. I've got a special podcast playlist for the podcast, and which we do every week. Although the day of the week changes, it still happens every week.
Yeah,
we discuss.
These are special circumstances because, you know, Christmas, people want to be with their families and stuff.
It's Christmas. All right, so that's where we left off. And a little refresher. The last thing we saw was Moff Gideon cutting himself out of his destroyed quote unquote TIE fighter, his downed TIE fighter, but presumed dead. But you see him wielding the Darksaber, which for those hardcore Star Wars nerds, we last saw the Darksaber, I believe, in Star Wars Rebels, held by Bo-Katan, gifted to her by so-and-so. I have not seen Rebels, so I'm just reiterating what I've read. or regurgitating what I've read. So the Mandalorian starts on this quest. He has to find a Jedi. And the only people he thinks what might be able to know where to find a Jedi are the people who've been fighting the Jedi for generations, which are other Mandalorians. You want to find the enemy of your, one of the greatest enemy of your kind. See if you can find more of your kind to tell you where they might be.
Yeah, which is also a difficult enough task.
Right, because guess what? The same way the Jedi are all but extinct, so are you and your people. Your planet has been
hiding.
Yeah, your planet has been glassed. You can't find other sects of Mandalorian. Or Mandalorians rather. Gifted? I thought it had to be one in combat. Actually, Yoji, that is a weird thing. And that tidbit surprised a bunch of hardcore Star Wars nerds because Bo-Katan was gifted the Darksaber. She didn't win it. She didn't win it in combat. So that's why people were like, "Wait, this is a new." People were like, "This is a new rule. I didn't know about this." Yeah, Bo-Katan didn't get this in combat the first time. What's that about? I didn't watch Star Wars Rebels, so I don't know. This is more of a... It's got some rules, says Revan. Maria, what's up, Maria? Okay, so... Episode 1, we see our best friend Mando, Din Djarin, go off on his quest to find some Mandalorian in order to find some Jedi. So he can have baby Grogu be trained, because he knows he's special, but he doesn't quite know how special, but he knows that he's a Jedi and he's separated from his people. And I think that I saw this in season 1, and I think we may have talked about it on the season 1 podcast. I think Mando sees a lot of himself in Grogu. I think, well, because Mando...
An abandoned child.
Yes. Abandoned and adopted by a different group of people and raised as their own, right? You'd know about the rule if you watch Star Wars Rebels. So did Bo-Katan win it in a fight, or was she given it? I have to admit, I was disappointed that the Ugandan Knuckles meme wasn't revived when Mando was told this is the way.
This is the way.
Nah, man. Dead memes stay dead. That's interesting, though. The Mandalorian, this is the way, didn't conjure up the Ugandan Knuckles meme. That meme stayed deceased.
Which is interesting.
It stayed buried. Maybe because the Mandalorian was so good. Maybe because the Mandalorian was the only shining...
If it was cringy,
yeah,
it would have revived me, because memes usually save good phrases that are said in a cringy manner.
Right. Yeah, no, awesome stuff usually isn't memed. Awesome stuff usually just saves... awesome stuff is usually just exists.
With an original format.
Yeah, no, when shit goes horribly wrong is where you see the memes. Cyberpunk, for example. You know?
If you hear Ray say, "This is the way," Uganda Knuckles has to come back.
Yeah, if Ray said, "This is the way,"
out of the pits of hell to save this.
Yes, Bale's right. If Ray Palpatine had said, "This is the way," at any point, the Ugandan Knuckles meme would crawl itself out of the 7th gates of hell to fucking come back to life. Ride again. Gravel Guts. She hates on the old ways of not taking off the helmet, but it's cool with the Darksaber rules. The rule of 2. All right, here. Especially if there are so the rules. It's got some rules. It can't be gifted to somebody if they took it in combat. Especially if they're a Mandalorian. Like, Warrior 1 can't give it to Warrior 2 if Warrior 1 can still fight. But if Warrior 1 is on his deathbed, they could give it to Warrior 2. So is that how she got it? Because I didn't watch Rebels, but I'm assuming...
Look at you fucking nerds arguing about Star Wars.
This is half the fun of Star Wars is arguing about Star Wars. but not arguing it, not in the way, not in the event that Ruin Johnson started. Not that kind of, not the Civil War, not the schism.
Intellectual discussion.
But debates on who is more powerful in their heyday. Anakin in his prime or Luke in his prime. Like that kind of stuff, dude. you know, not like, oh my God, what has happened to the thing that I love? You've butchered him. What have you done to my boy?
Yeah.
It's not the same wording though. Either way, thank God it didn't bring back that dumb Knuckles meme. I didn't watch all of Rebels, but in the lore, Mandalorians are warriors who will fight each other for control. Right. Right, which is why the religious zealots which is why the Death Watch religious zealots, which our Mando belongs to, you know, because those are the ones that saved him, who kind of, we said yesterday, it was kind of like if you were adopted by members of like the Westboro Baptist Church or like some, you know, Pentecostal crazy sect of Christianity, and then, you know, you're just raised in this bubble that like this is what Christianity means, only to find like some super lax like Catholic somewhere who like doesn't give a shit but still believes in God, you know, like yeah, that's kind of where our Mandalorian is at this moment.
I mean, we're gonna get to it in the episode, but they do call him, he's one of them, or one of those. When he meets Bo-Katan's group.
Right. But in the lore of Mandalorians and Warriors, I got you the lore, says Vor. Vor, you gonna drop a link? YouTube does not like links being dropped. I think YouTube. No. I think YouTube like kicks your butt if you drop a link. I got you the. I permit links. I permit links on my Twitch and Discord and whatnot. Because usually, I think she calls him a zealot or the faction he was with. Bo-Katan took the Darksaber from Sabine after she won it, though. Did she win it though? Because I heard people say she didn't win it. But again, I did not see Star Wars Rebels, so I was literally just reciting what I'd heard. In Rebels, I think Sabine gave the Darksaber to Bo-Katan. Here, says Vori. A picture.
Probably a screenshot.
Let's all read this together.
Bless you.
Let's all read this together. During the Imperial era, the Mandalorian weapons... No, I'm fucking around. During the Imperial era, the Mandalorian weapons expert and rebel Sabine Wren, I don't know if I'm saying that right, retrieved the Darksaber from the Night Sister lair on Dathomir. Dathomir, where Darth Maul is from. And also a fucking bitch of a planet to fight on if you're playing Jedi Fallen Order. At the urging of a Mandalorian protector, Fenrau? And her fellow Spectres, Sabine agreed to undergo training with the Darksaber under the tutelage of Jedi Knight Kanan Jarrus. Later, Sabine brought the Darksaber with her and her rebel companions during a mission to Crownus to seek her family's support for the rebellion. Sabine became the rightful wielder of the Darksaber after defeating Imperial Viceroy Gar Saxon in a duel. After rescuing her father from Imperial custody and destroying the superweapon she had built while an Imperial cadet, Sabine offered the Darksaber over to Lady Bo-Katan Kryze, thank you. The sister of the former Duchess, whom she deemed to be the rightful person to lead the Mandalorians against the Empire. Bo-Katan was reluctant to accept the mantle of leader, but with the support of other clans, agreed and accepted the Darksaber. Okay, so it was offered to her.
She did earn it in combat.
Sabine won it, but Bo-Katan didn't. Well, there you have it, gang.
Look at Bo-Katan playing hard to get and then going full anal later.
Right? I'm pretty sure Bo-Katan respects Din Djarin. Well, listen, say what you will about Din Djarin's, his religious zealotism, which I don't believe is his fault, by the way. Same way, dude, somebody who's indoctrinated into, somebody who's raised inside a cult, right? They're, you're fucking, it's,
fucking know
yeah, dude, it's fucking, you really don't know any better, man. You might have some inclinations, but when you're brainwashed from Jump Street, man, could you imagine what impossible a leap that is?
Yeah, and he's a full-grown adult, so I imagine being brainwashed for let's say 25, 30 years.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the way.
Tough red pill to swallow.
Yeah, this is the way implies that this is the only way. Sabine won it, but Bo-Katan, I think that's why Bo won't take it now. She lost it before after not winning it in battle. He's sort of lightening up on it at the end. He is. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. She calls him a zealot, but she won't take the shiny sword because she didn't fight him for it. Right? Who's the zealot now, Bo-Katan? I think regardless of what she may or may not... Ooh, we reached our first 100 messages today. Excellent. Regardless of whether or not Bo-Katan thinks he's a zealot, which he probably most certainly does now still, even though he's lightened up a little bit. You can't not respect the man's capabilities as a soldier or warrior, as you know, or his love for his adoptive son, right? You can't. There's no arguing that.
There's some very good moments with that.
Yeah, man. There's no arguing that Din Djarin is, although perhaps a zealot, or at least raised as a zealot, is honorable, is noble, is caring, is kind. You know, dude, he has all the tenets of a hero, from top to bottom, soup to nuts, man. From helmet to fucking boots.
To sabotage.
I'm still lost because I haven't watched The Mandalorian. Oh no, Marie. I like how DB is dabbing in the YouTube chat. Nobody outside of Mandalore was permitted to see a Mandalorian's face. It was a rule created to create the illusion of immortality, since someone else would take up the mantle in that armor. That's fucking cool. That's very Batman.
That is very badass.
You know, it's very like anyone could wear the cowl. Anyone could be under the cowl, right? That's literally, you just described like that's how you make a legend. Like that's how, you know. Because although just think about it like Batman, right? The mythos of Batman can go on forever because it doesn't matter who's under the cowl, right? Batman.
Yeah, as long as there's a Batman.
Right. Batman as a symbol can never die. All right. We still haven't gone through fucking episode 1. Do you know that's how good the show is, man? We've taken a huge fucking whiny, curvy, flipsy, topsy-turvy spin around, circling around the actual topic. And we still haven't...
It ain't this podcast unless you go on a massive tangent.
The hugest, wildest of tangent, but fun. We're like, we're 50 minutes into the podcast. Still haven't talked about episode 1.
It's still on topic. It's not like we're talking about anime titties or something.
Ooh, Mandalorian anime. That'd be fun.
Ooh, I'll be deep in that one.
Ooh. It's why certain units of the military don't ever leave fallen comrades behind. Oh, like the Navy SEALs. Usually the higher tier types. SEALs, Rangers. Here's the deal. If all clone troopers were clones of Jango, doesn't that technically mean that Mandalorian faces more seen than any other faces in the galaxy? Yeah, I mean, sort of. I do like the way that whoever decided that stormtroopers and Mandalorian helmets are similar enough. What if they came from the same place? You know, like what if stormtroopers were an offshoot of a Mandalorian? You know, or AKA clone troopers coming from, right? So like
Mandalorians.
Right. That's that's a very interesting. I'm assuming Lucas came up with this idea. It's freaking clever. Because when I was young watching the original trilogy, I never thought to myself that the helmets look that similar. I just thought they're, hey, look, here's Boba Fett's a bounty hunter and these are stormtroopers and they both wear helmets, but so it's just a helmet's a helmet, right? But I like that George was like, wait a second, hold up, wait a minute, what if we clone Jango, a Mandalorian, and then we made like a hybrid stormtrooper Mandalorian helmet, and then these were clones, right? That's pretty cool. That's a fucking cool concept, man. I was about to say, I thought the troopers were clones of... They are. Jango Fett, Boba Fett's father, quote unquote, aka, as Bo-Katan said, donor. Only Boba was made perfect, though. See, now I'm only going through the Clone Wars series now, so I don't know the ins and outs of the clones. I'm assuming that the clones were modified in some way. One, I guess, to make them age quicker. I'm guessing. And 2, to make them more obedient, because there's, you know, I'm like midway through season 2, and there's only been a couple of clone troopers who have decided to kind of, although they're individuals, they're still relatively fucking similar. There's only a handful of them so far that we've seen in the series that kind of deviate from the path. That kind of like, they don't really buy the whole, all right, I'm here to sacrifice my life for the glory of the Republic.
Or the glory of the Empire.
Well, you know, pre-Empire. But you know what I mean? Like, there's only a few of them that are just like, you know what? Not going to do it. Yeah, I'm not. No, thank you. Sabine Wren beat Gar Saxon. Yes. Using a lightsaber and claimed the dark saber, but didn't want to be ruler. I blame her for the state of the Mandalores. And ooh, Noops.
Noob's coming in with the hot takes already.
Clone armor was actually stronger than Stormtrooper armor is. No shit. Stormtrooper armor is essentially just for show. Yeah, really, the fucking Stormtroopers, they just seem to go down. Like, you hit them in the plate, they just seem to crumple. You know? That plate doesn't really seem to do much fucking at all.
Imagine being given lesser of an armor suit than a fucking clone.
Right?
And you're an original individual. Like, hey
Yeah.
man, there's like 50,000 more of this exact guy. Why is he getting better armor?
Clones are more expensive than conscripts. I like seeing the Boba actually cracking armor. Yeah, that was fucking cool. Because especially when you see what real Beskar can do. You know?
Oh yeah, dude, that weapon sounded heavy as it hit people.
All right, let's go to chapter 9, episode 1, season 2. The Mandalorian has been tasked with returning his charge, a child, to its people, the Jedi. He begins searching for other Mandalorians who believe can help him find the Jedi. Wait, was somebody just in here? Hello? Hey, Bill, who else was in here with us?
It was Austin.
Oh, shit. Oh, I did not hear him.
Me neither, I just saw him being there.
Oh. He begins searching for other Mandalorians who he believe help him find the Jedi, and is directed to a rumored Mandalorian operating out of Tatooine. Operating out of the Tatooine town, Mos Pelgo. Awesome. I'd say that. Thank you for.
Since Jump Street, like episode 1, we go back to places that are already familiar, and we talk to familiar faces and people we like.
Right, because we hear Tatooine. You know, when you see that the Mandalorians on Tatooine, you're like Boba Fett, and then you see what's his face show up. God, what the fuck is his name? Like I said it yesterday, dude. Cobb Vanth. We see Cobb Vanth show up in the beaten down, half fucking eaten Boba Fett armor. And also ill-fitted, dude. He looked like a stick man.
He looked like a fucking kid.
Yeah. Yeah. He learns that there is no Mandalorian in Mos Pelgo, but is confronted by Marshal Cobb Vanth, who wears Mandalorian armor. Vanth explains that he freed his town from the control of a mining collective using his armor, which he bought from the Jawas in the desert. The town is now frequently attacked by a Kate dragon. Vanth agrees to give the armor back to the Mandalorian in exchange for helping kill the Krayt dragon. The Mandalorian arranges an agreement between the villagers of Mos Pelgo and the local clan of Tusken Raiders to work together to kill the Krayt dragon in exchange for peace between the groups. They lure out the Krayt dragon, which is ultimately killed by the Mandalorian. He leaves with Vanth's armor, watched by a scarred Boba Fett. Dope. Dope.
We get in episode 1, we go back to like a town we already know. We talk to an NPC we already know, and we're already sent to some adventure, and the guy says, I'm gonna give you your shit, but we gotta fight this boss first.
Yeah, no, the first episode kicks off this season where damn near every episode is some kind of video game fetch quest. it's either a fetch quest or a like delivery quest, you know,
It's
an escort
always,
quest.
I will help you, but you help me first.
Right. It's seriously, it's the NPC. It's talk to an NPC, do the task for the NPC, get the thing to do the exact same thing next week. But I will say, so like a Mandalorian, but I don't know if it's because I like video games so much and that I'm like this storytelling is perfect for a generation my age, I guess millennial and younger, where you grow up on RPGs where you're just
we
like
grew up on World of Warcraft.
yeah,
We're
dude,
familiar with that.
dude, we're super, World of Warcraft, Skyrim, like this is old hat, dude. It's like, oh shit, Mandalorian, he's doing side quests right now, or he's doing a side quest this episode, and next episode the side quest is going to tie into the overarching quest. I see he's trying to level up before he hits the main quest.
Yeah, he's grinding some materials for that next crafting equipment.
He is, dude.
Yup.
He's crafting Beskar so he can be powerful for the next boss fight. He's on that grind.
Episode 3 or 4 of season 2, I was like, dude, just give me a fucking Mandalorian MMO.
Yeah,
Like,
dude.
not even a Star Wars MMO, just make it the things we've seen in Mandalorian.
Yeah, dude,
just
we
start off
literally
small,
saw-
like a few planets.
Dude, we literally saw him upgrade from rare to epic armor in season 1.
Yeah. Even get a new weapon.
Yeah, man. I'd love to see an Imperial recruitment video. They'd be like, be all you can be, cuts to a guy shooting at the side of a bus and missing every shot.
Yeah.
Cuts to a guy hating sand on Tatooine. It's so rough and coarse. It gets everywhere. Which is why it's so painful to know when EA canceled Star Wars 1313. What was that, an MMO?
I mean, it's EA making it, so I'm kind of glad they did, because EA is garbage.
Going back to season 1 with the Jawa wanting a hairy egg, that's straight out of WoW. Dude, I love it that the Jawas... Dude, the Jawas didn't break a sweat. First off, the Jawas didn't break a sweat when Mando was popping them off. Like, Mando was using Jawas like target practice. And it's like the Jawas are moving around and like just like he's picking them off one at a time. And that season 1, they didn't kill him or anything. They just stunned him and then went on about their day. And it's that same kind of Jawa carefreeness that when he delivers the egg, they're just like, I think they just say like suka suka, and they just fucking crack into that bitch and start scooping it. Like they fucking dive right into that suka suka.
Have you seen that neurons activate meme? That's the Jawas, like, their own getting murdered? Nah, nothing. Somebody shows up to trade, neurons activated.
Yeah, dude. Did y'all say trade? Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Vito. What did... Alright, here, I forget because I only watched that episode once. Cobb Vanth, what did he trade for the Boba Fett armor? What did he have that was worth that?
He stole a crate. He didn't know what was in it, and when the Jawas opened up, there were some purple crystals in it.
Oh.
And they started offering up their best shit, and he was like, ooh, what about that armor though?
Yeah. Give me a ride and that armor. But I like that the Jawas are like, trade? Junk trade?
Yeah, trade.
They could have overpowered him.
And take a shit.
Yeah, dude, they could have, which is really kind of interesting. And so it actually touches on something that is really beautiful about this show, because we see Tusken Raiders and we see Jawas, but it's not fan service for the sake of fan service. It's fan service, but
they're well done.
But it's very deliberate. It's very intentional, and it brings us in closer to the world that we already know. So versus the example of fan service that's horrible, or a pretty prime example of poorly done, is the J.J. Abrams fan fiction that was episode 7, where it's like, hey, you remember this? Do you remember that? Do you remember this? Do you remember that? And then none of it. It's just hollow nostalgia milking, without any like real payoff or anything. They're just flashing you things that you like, that you recognize, and then that's it. And then with a piss poor story underlying it. Whereas the Mandalorian.
J.J. Abrams is part 7.
Part
Episode
1.
7. It's like a kid showing off his expensive toys, but not letting you touch them or play with them. Like, I got this, and then I got this. He
Right.
just shows you shows you the toys, and that's it.
Yeah, dude. So like in this, like we meet Tusken Raiders, but like for the first time, we actually see that. Listen, Tusken Raiders are more than just cannon fodder. In the similar way that Dave Filoni showed us in, again, I'm only like 2-ish seasons into Clone Wars, but in Clone Wars, you see that, well, Anakin's turn to the dark side is slow. It's slow and it's deliberate by Palpatine, and his emotions kind of get the better of him. And pairing with that is you see the fallout of the Clone War itself. The war between the Separatists and the Republic is pretty devastating throughout the galaxy. Lots of casualties, and you actually get to bond with the clone troopers. Like, you realize that they are individuals, right? So like there's a beauty to that lore dive, which I'm assuming that Dave Filoni helped carry over to The Mandalorian, where you do see Tusken Raiders and you do see Jawas and you do see Tatooine and people living on Tatooine, but it's much more than like, remember this? Who cares? No, it's like
Yeah.
it's like, remember Tusken Raiders? Well, it's like, well, guess what? Like Yoji says, they want to live their lives, and they're not all like these evil, diabolical, you know. They got their own thing going on, and they've been there. There's the reason why they're so aggro towards, you know, the population of these towns is because it's an ongoing, you know, proxy war. It's a, you know, they've been killing each other for probably who knows how long. So it was really interesting.
Part of what they do.
Right. It's really interesting seeing that.
Like that.
It's been really interesting seeing that all play out. Because episode 1, you know, they tease. This is where we see this image at the end of episode 1, and you're like, holy shit, dude! It's what's his face. And it's great because he just so happens he's like, he's pretty sure he's the perfect age for it. You know, like Boba Fett, the child that we saw, the child that we last saw in the prequel, the adult that we saw in the original trilogy, is now the, you know, aged veteran, scarred from the Sarlacc pit.
He's a veteran now. He's an old man.
Yeah, he's now a chunky old man, husky Fett, pudgy Fett. I think they used some of what was going to go into 1313 went into Fallen Order. He bent over to shoot the missile like the action figure.
Oh yeah, I thought that was weird. So that's a very interesting Easter egg. Like, that's, to me, as someone who was not a fucking nerd, having that told to me explains me, like, hey, the action figure bent over like this, and that is why he bends over like that in the series. Like, that is how you jerk your fans off. Like,
yeah,
done right. It's like, to me, it seems like, why would he do that? He just shoots the rocket. But when you tell me, oh, it just, you know, that's fan service towards the toy that's like a bajillion years old, I'm like, okay, fucking do it more.
The aliens were never given any humanity, right? So, like, listen, it's kind of the nature of movie telling, right? You only have an hour and a half, 2 hours, maybe a little bit more, to tell a deep, you know, story. And when it comes to Star Wars, the lore is so vast, the lore is so intense that you just don't have time, usually, between telling the, you know, the story of the universe on the brink and, you know, the chosen one and all that shit. You don't really have time to do like
white girls. I like fat ass white girls that think fine.
Wait, was Padme a fat ass white girl? Yes or no? Quick, somebody find a photo of Natalie Portman's buttocks.
Oh, is she thick?
No, I don't think so. I think she's thick, dude. She's the stick kind. I like Bo-Katan's original response hearing Boba's voice. Yes, dude! That was excellent, man. I'm so glad I started watching the Clone Wars after that. But, what I was saying was, the prequel trilogies doesn't really do a good job of explaining people like the the individualism of the clone troopers, because it's not what the movie is about. The same way that the original trilogy doesn't break down the ins and outs of what it's like being a Tusken Raider or a Jawa, right? You don't really get to see
Yeah, you only have so much screen time.
Right. Well, so that's what's beautiful about the Mandalorian, where they have the time to explore this stuff. Be like, hey, the stuff that you've seen already, let's dig in a little bit. Like you might not know this, but here, this is what the Tusken Raiders are into.
Yeah, it feels like the big movies are like the raid at the end of the story quest, and the TV series is like the rest of the story quest before that.
Right. If you watch Filoni talk about it, he says, it's like our older brothers have all the cool toys and we have all the other toys, but we ended up with a Boba Fett. Aw. Our older brothers have all the cool toys and we have all the other toys, but we ended up with a Boba Fett. Boba Fett, but which, by the way, I think one of the reasons why The Mandalorian resonates so well with the old fans and the new fans. I was referring to fat-ass white girls, Boba Fett, because you said chunky. Oh, you were calling Boba Fett a fat-ass white girl. The thick. Oh, Boba Fett is the thick kind. He is now.
He is thick. He is a chunk of fat.
Yeah, fucking dad bod Boba, dude. Not messing around. Dad bod Boba. Yeah, I'm with Gers, and Gers makes me think that one of the reasons why The Mandalorian resonates so much with the Star Wars community is because the Star Wars community has always latched on to interesting characters like Boba Fett, right? Boba Fett, who really, not a whole, you don't get a lot out of Boba Fett in the original trilogy. Maybe like 5 minutes of screen time total,
Yeah.
Beware of an old man in a profession where men die young. I like that, dude. Damn.
Yeah, that is badass.
Where's that quote from? That's a great quote. Wasn't the Boba Fett toy banned?
From other stories where the young officer goes in to like attack the village elder or some shit, and the village elder tells him, "I'm old for a reason."
Yeah, dude. The original Boba Fett that shot the missile, there are like 2 or 3 prototypes. Dude, they're so rare. I was actually watching The Toys That Made Us. That whole episode, I think they did a whole episode on Star Wars toys and the rarity of the Boba Fett one with a missile launcher. Hey, B Charmer, we're talking all things Mandalorian, season 2.
With
right.
Spoilers, so if you haven't watched it for some reason, beware. I speedran it today, like literally 3 hours ago.
This leads us to episode 2, which some people just fucking hated episode 2. I enjoyed the shit out of it, by the way. I'm eager to hear what you guys think. Episode 2, I'll give you a refresher as to what it is. You should get it from this picture. You should get it from this picture, and you should get it from this picture. Or this image, rather.
Episode 2 was the moment I thought, just give me an MMO already, Disney.
Mhm.
You have infinite money, just make a good MMO. Call Mark fucking Kern to make you an MMO.
This is an epic side quest. It's
Dude,
not, again...
This is a side quest done right.
Yeah, why'd they hate it? Because they thought it was filler. I was even listening to The Critical Drinker, and I think he just called this a filler episode with an NPC. There are a lot of people who just not into it. But personally, dude, I think The Mandalorian...
mean it's bad because
Right.
it's filler. This
Yeah.
isn't Naruto, but
Yeah.
I can see why people also
Right.
hate it, because you have like 8 episodes and you're gonna throw filler in. Like, what the fuck?
Right. But personally, dude, I enjoy The Mandalorian at its core, right? I think its bones are solid, right? The storytelling, the characters, the premise, the soup to nuts, man. I think so. Like, having an episode with The Mandalorian that is like this, where you have him escaping fucking the New Republic, like literally dodging X-Wings,
Like, I was running for fucking cops.
Yeah, dude. Running from the cops, essentially running from the cops because he's a bounty hunter. So like he kind of like skirts. He's kind of like right on the fence. He definitely is not. He fucking hates the Empire, but he's an outer rimmer. So he doesn't give a fuck about the New Republic. He lives in the Outer Rim for a reason, right? There's a reason why he doesn't live in the core systems, because fuck it, he's a goddamn bounty hunter. So I like that. I also like that when he's talking to the X-wings, he changes his tone too. Like that's something really subtle that they do in The Mandalorian. As a bounty hunter, as like this kind of outer rim bounty hunter, you see him talking to creatures, talking to these like aliens, and he conducts himself in different ways depending on who he's talking to, and it's really subtle, but it's like, oh shit, yeah, dude, he's a renowned bounty hunter. He's kind of had to have learned how to deal with different groups of people the best way. So when he's talking to the guys, the X-wing guys, he's they're all like, may the force be with you, and he's like, yep.
Yeah, same.
I just watched the Empire of Dreams, a documentary made about the making of Star Wars. Man, any episode that explores the world is fine by me. Same.
Just at the start, when I saw the initial trailer for The Mandalorian, I saw Western Adventure Man. To put it in exact terms, Western Adventure Man. So if the filler episode is still an adventure, I'm down for it. But if it's like actual meaningless fluff, then I'd be like, yeah, I'm kind of not down with this one, Cheek. But this was a great adventure.
Yeah, no, it was a solid adventure.
Monsters too.
Yeah, dude, he fought monsters, and then he actually had to deal with the New Republic, which is like again, seeing the Razor Crest fleeing from X-wings is awesome. That is just seeing those two things. You're like, it reminds you that the Mandalorian, although he primarily does lots of stuff on his own, he still exists in this time frame, in this world where the New Republic is trying to work its way into the Outer Rim to incorporate it to make itself politically stronger. So yeah, he's fucking running from the cops, and then he's fucking dealing with these monsters, and then he's on a side quest, and then Baby Yoda's eating that poor woman's eggs.
Fucking glutton Grogu, dude.
Guys,
all that trouble was because of his gluttonous ass.
Vor says, but sometimes fillers serve as a way to have some character building.
When you walked out to the frozen eggs,
I
was like, wait, this looks like alien. Well, do not fucking go in
Yeah,
there.
dude. Yeah, when you saw Grogu fucking crack open one of those spider eggs and just start chowing down, I was like, dude, don't eat that, man. Fucking.
This is how fucking alien starts, dude.
Dude.
Fucking don't. And lo and behold, fucking alien started.
Yeah, each episode feels like the tabletop RPG sessions we played as kids. This is the secret hidden quest. Space Cowboy. Him and Spike Spiegel will get along. Yes. He's a cowboy from a Wild West movie. Big character dev with fillers. Flock says, yeah, Vor, big time. Big character dev with fillers. I wonder what Din Djarin's new ship will be. Me too, dude. Rest in peace.
That's
pay F for respects.
So they're gonna be working hard on that one.
Press F to show your respect to the Razor Crest.
Speaking of toys,
yeah.
Disney, if you're listening, Disney, give me a billboard toy.
Oh, a fucking Mayfield toy. Dude, I'm shocked I'm able to remember all these fucking names, dude. Because I usually don't. I actually found a couple of drawings I did of Boba and Darth Vader back in '96 when I was 15. Adorable. Tell a woman you'll eat her eggs like Grogu. Where's Mona?
Where's Mona?
Somebody DM Mona that you want to eat her eggs.
Fertilize your eggs like Grogu. No, not like Grogu.
He doesn't fertilize those eggs. How dare you?
The frog guy.
Dude, do you guys remember how pissed people were? Dude, you remember like that? Do you guys remember when episode 2 aired a few months ago? There was a fucking lunatic fringe of Twitter, because there always is, that they were calling Grogu a fucking like. They say he was like a.
That's not an issue.
They said fucking baby Grogu was fucking genocidal, with him eating that woman's eggs.
Yeah, and I was watching the episode and I remember this. And I'm like, wait, are you idiots like grammatically illiterate? Because the last of the line doesn't mean last of the species.
Yeah, no, it wasn't last. It wasn't last of the fucking species. I think was it Filoni?
Last of her family.
Was it Filoni or Favreau had to fucking actually make a statement that's like the eggs are unfertilized. He wasn't eating children. Like this and her eggs were unfertilized.
Like actual eggs, like the ones you buy at
the
fucking food market.
Yeah, hey, guess what? The same kind you had for breakfast. Those are the same kind fucking baby Grogu's are eating. Unfertilized eggs. Fucking
Twitter, dude.
I've maintained that Twitter should be nuked from orbit.
Post horny art, but Jesus Christ.
He's an omnivore. Yeah, dude. Guess what? Frogs. I've seen frogs and toads eat fucking rodents, dude. I saw a big fat like football-sized toad eating a rat the size of itself. Fucking
in New York.
No, dude. Fucking no. I'm not. Maybe in the swamps of like Louisiana or something.
Fucking
But
Ninja Turtles went dark.
no. Fucking on YouTube, I've seen that. No, dude. Frogs. It wasn't a New York City rat. No, it was a. Yeah, he was eating chicken eggs. Yeah, no, dude. Frogs are more omnivorous than you think. Like they'll eat whatever. Frogs and toads will eat whatever essentially they could fit inside their fucking gaping maw. Yeah, I've seen that.
And wasn't it also said in like the first season that its species is predatory, like they're predators, and you're like, wait, how is this thing a predator?
Right. I've seen a frog eat a mouse before. Yeah, no, dude. Frogs will eat meat. Like if they think they could fucking snatch that shit up, they will eat it. Flock, whose emote is that? NYC rats are urban rouse. Oh, rodents of unusual size. Yes. Deep cut. Frogs will eat other frogs. Yeah, no. So listen, let's be honest, man. Look at Yoda, dude. He's amphibious. You know, look at where Yoda went to hide out. He went to Dagobah. He went to a swamp planet. Yeah, that's where he fucking thrives. That's his natural habitat.
Speaking of frogs.
Yeah, dude. Speaking of things that'll eat whatever they could fit in their mouth, look who it is. It's Tildy. It's not Christmas yet. It's barely Christmas Eve, Tildy.
Yeah, it's barely Christmas Eve in Europe. Calm your tits.
There are no vegetarian frogs, are there? They all eat insects and small critters, right? Yeah, dude. They like me.
They're hungry.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I mean, dude, literally we see Yoda eat a rodent, I think, on a Navarro. No, is it? No, not Navarro. The first when the Mandalorian saves Baby Yoda in that first season and deals with Nick Nolte, aka
I think he does eat a rodent or something.
Kirill?
Like that. He does
Kirill?
eat like some small animal.
Yeah, he eats a hopping animal. He just
after a
eats
frog
it.
thing?
I think he ate a frog thing that was on the floor. I think Mando was like, spit it out, and he just swallowed it whole.
Yeah, how much of a comedic relief is Grogu though? Like you see in the first episode where he gets tricked at that underground MMA fight where the guy Mandalorian
Dude,
activates his wrist rockets and Grogu just hides in the
dude,
basket.
a fucking excellent opener, man. A fucking excellent opener, man. Where it's like where the Mando is surrounded, and Baby Yoda knows exactly what to do, and it's, you know what? Yeah, dude, hit the fucking button,
He's
dude.
like, yeah, shit's about to go down.
Dude, but all that.
Batten down the hatches.
Yeah, dude, Baby Grogu is fucking hilarious, man. Because like he just shows up randomly. Like you'll just see him peeking out of a corner sometimes, like just seeing what's up. You know, seeing his reaction when they're flying. That time he barfs on the fucking Razor Crest after eating all those blue macarons.
That was fucking hilarious. He's like, oh, I need to do some onboard maintenance.
All right.
Motherfucker puked all over himself.
It's 20 minutes past midnight, so it's the 24th. Right. Christmas Eve. Happy Christmas Eve, Tildy. Yoda eats the frog thingy in Empire Strikes Back, right? Does he? Does Yoda eat a frog thingy in the Empire Strikes Back? I mean, he probably would, dude. He's a swamp boy. He loves frogs. That shit is like juicy ribeye to him. Yeah, so I personally, I don't know how you guys felt about the egg quest, but I really appreciate it, man. Seeing the Razor Crest all fucked up, having to be saved by the X-Wing, realizing that like, I like that the Razor Crest progressively gets more fucked up as you know, as it goes on, and then they're like, you know what, dude, because they fucking carved a hole into the side of my ship, we can only really airlock the cockpit, so we're kind of stuck here, you know. And
I
you
love
see
his gallows humor. Like, oh, if the cockpit gets depressurized, just wake me up. He's like, nah, you won't be able to because we'd be dead.
I love it. Yeah, when he's flying it, and the shit is falling out. Yeah, dude. Seeing what the Alliance is like when they're in charge, just your fat cop trope is great. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
I did enjoy the end of the episode where he had that exchange with the quote unquote cops in the X-wing. They're like, dude, you risked your life for one of ours. You captured some bad guys. Technically, we should turn you in, but you're good.
You're right. I love this. The Wild West of it,
update
right?
Your fucking shit hardware.
Mm-hmm. I like the bureaucracy of it, right? It's almost like they pulled him over for a broken taillight.
Yeah, it's like
Well-
when an officer really wants to give you a ticket, so you start pulling for like the smallest shit, like, oh, do you have this? Do you have that?
They explained that the Mandalorian helped apprehend his accomplices. They explained that because the Mandalorian helped apprehend his accomplices from the prison break, they will drop the arrest warrant. Oh, I did not know that's why. Him turning in. All right, so in season 1 episode, the episode titled "The Prisoner," the Mando has to do his quest for that. It really is always a quest. His quest is to free a prisoner / former, former comrade. Not even frenemy, former bounty hunter. I don't even know what the fuck they are, right? Former quest goer, former party member. Maybe that's better.
Former party member, former guild member.
Yeah, he has to free former party member from the clutches of the New Republic, and then the team that's assembled, they of course turn on the Mandalorian, and they trap him on the prison ship, and then of course he turns, because he's the fucking Mandalorian. He turns the tables on him. He gets the best of them. He traps and imprisons them on the prison ship, and then he actually calls the New Republic on the guy who gave the fixer, essentially the guy who gave him the mission. So that's fucking awesome that was a callback to that. That makes the episode even better, man. They explained that because the Mandalorian helped apprehend his accomplices from the prison break, because they killed a guard. I forget who kills it. Was it Mayfield? No, it was the other guy, right?
I think it was the other guy.
I think it was one of the fucking members of that party. They decided to kill a New Republic guard when they didn't have to. And actually Mayfield goes to the girl. It was the knife chick. Oh, what's her race with the fucking...
He goes the crazy twit or something.
What do you call that race with the fucking fat trunks?
Twit or twee?
Twi'lek? Twi'lek.
I think it was twee.
Is that how you say it?
Twi'lek.
How do you say that phonetically? Is it Twi'lek? Twi'lek?
Twi'lek, I think. Look at the Star Wars nerds.
They couldn't wait to tell me. All right, is Ahsoka a Twi'lek, whatever? Twi'lek? Twee. Called her a crazy twee. That's hilarious. Who called her that? Bill Burr?
Yeah, of course it's gonna be Billy fucking Burr. Dude, I love how well Bill Burr has implemented himself, especially his ranting side. Because, Bill Burr is one of his best characters or moments, however you want to call it, is when he rants on something.
Yes. That Mon Calamari, who fixed the ship, though, they missed the beat on that. That would have been cool if he was like, you want me to fix this ship? It's a death trap? Oh my god, how dare you. Those are called... Wait. It's a trap, dude? He's called a calamari, dude? Are you serious?
Yeah, they're called some sort of calamari. Mando also said it. Something calamari or something.
The thick trunks. Mon Calamari, dude.
It's a trap.
Yeah, they didn't try hard with that one. They were like, you know what? He's a calamari, so let's call him a calamari.
Yoji says, did they drop the warrant? I thought they were just looking the other way.
I think so too.
He says, well, according to this, they drop the warrant and leave him with a warning. After the Mandalorian finishes the repair, the tattered Razor Crest takes off and resumes his journey to Trask. All right, so she's a Twi'lek. She's a fucking crazy twee. Yeah, so she kills the guard, and because she kills the guard, and Mayfield was an accomplice, Bill Burr, he gets put to work. He gets put to work in some weird kind of prison camp somewhere. I think he gets 15 years.
Put in an actual labor camp.
Yeah, dude. I wouldn't be surprised if they also gave him a harsher sentence. One, because he Castle Mines. Is that where they put him? I wouldn't be surprised if he got a harsher sentence. One, because he was in the middle of a fucking heist. 2, he was either an accomplice or an accessory to murder. And 3, because he's a fucking former imperialist sniper. You know, like, I'm surprised. Yeah. Like, probably not. I'm not surprised that the New Republic decided to throw the fucking book at him.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't decide to execute his ass.
And all right, so Ahsoka is a Togruta, and Togruta is different from Twi'lek. I'm excited to see what they do with Grand Admiral Thrawn. Yeah, dude, I heard that from the extended universe, Grand Admiral Thrawn had his actual own like arc. I love Timothy Zahn's books and the comics based on them. So is that because I'm assuming that they're going to be borrowing heavily from that, because apparently Cobb Vanth also was a Star Wars legend in Star Wars, you know, the EU Star Wars. He was a character. He's a deep cut from there. And like them including him in the first episode was kind of like a little like wink, a little ting, you know, the same way him bending over to shoot the rocket, Mandalorian, you know, Boba Fett toy style. Kessel Mines. Whoa, cool, dude. Kessel Mines. Dope. All right. That leaves us with episode 3, chapter 11. This one's fucking cool. This one directed by Bryce Dallas Howard. Jon Favreau directed chapter 9, episode 1, The Marshal. He was written and directed by Jon Favreau, which awesome, dude. I wonder if Jon Favreau was like, dude, what if there was a beast that hunted the Sarlaccs? You know, like you have a Sarlacc pig, but what if there was something that ate them? Kylo Ren is basically EU Ben Solo and Crypt Duron from the EU books. Twi'lek have longer head tentacle things. Okay. Jabba the Hutt's second in command is a Twi'lek and shows how ugly Twi'lek can look. Oh yeah, dude, that fat motherfucker. What's his name? I actually don't know. Bib Fortuna. There it is. Good job, Jess. All right. So this next one, Peyton.
Good job, nerd.
Peyton Reed actually directed the second episode, and it was written by Jon Favreau. So the egg episode. Peyton Reed, who is what has he done? Ant-Man and the Wasp. That's what he did. Oh, you know, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Ant-Man and the Wasp. Quantum Mania is what the next one is called. Pot Meat Kettle. The one with boobs on his head. I always called him Bra Fotudidis. What? Bib Fortuna? Alright. Chapter 11 is titled The Heiress. And that's directed by Bryce Dallas Howard and written by Jon Favreau. And that's where, you know, that's where we meet old Bo-Katan, which didn't mean much for me at the time because I haven't actually, no, in season 2 I still haven't met Bo-Katan. But I really enjoyed her character. I've liked Katie Sackhoff ever since Battlestar Galactica. You know,
I don't know, her character didn't land that well with me. She gave me Daenerys Targaryen vibes.
Or like she's a entitled
because she's so hell-bent on the throne, even though it's the last useless plan, but you know, I must get the throne.
Right.
I'm happy she's a redhead. Hollywood finally gave us a redhead instead of taking one away.
BDH is so hot. BDH?
What is BDH?
What the hell is BDH?
The other two characters did not land like it.
I didn't give a shit about.
Disappears later.
Oh, Bryce Dallas Howard.
Characters just.
All right. So in episode 3, chapter 11, The Heiress, written by Jon Favreau, Bryce Dallas Howard is super hot. At Trask, the Frog Lady reunites with her husband, and they direct the Mandalorian to a local inn where he can find information on other Mandalorians. A fisherman offers to take the Mandalorian to the others, but on board the fishing ship he is ambushed by the fisherman. who want to sell his armor. So, all right, this brings me to another thing.
How many times is this guy gonna get screwed over for his armor?
One, sometimes when he enters a new situation, like in the intro, he is all but prepared with the, like, he's got like a back, he's ready to fuck everything up because he knows going in they're most likely going to betray him because this is the Wild West. They are in the Outer Rim. They'll kill you and steal from you because they can get away with it. So he knows he's walking around, you know, he's walking around essentially with, you know, millions of whatever credits worth of armor on him. It is Ron Howard's daughter. He's a walking target. So lots of times we do see the Mandalorian. He's already on edge. He's already ready to kick ass, and he's fucking the baddest bounty hunter in the Outer Rim. And other times we see motherfuckers get the drop on him real easy. For example,
sometimes he's either forgetful, like super naive. I don't know which one is it, but
you know, because dude,
that fisherman thing, like, hey, you want to see this creature feed? You should stand right next to its lair, or, you know, aquarium. And I'm like, dude, if that's not a sign that it's a trap, I don't know.
Yeah,
what the
this is a fucking trap, dude. It's a fucking literal trap.
Oh, let the kids see it. Like, who the fuck lets a kid see some sea monster feed?
Yeah, no, it's dumb. It's dumb. That's a critique of mine, that the Mandalorian. Sometimes the Mandalorian he's like Batman, right? He's got all the angles covered, right? He's ready. He's prepared. Guess what? You're gonna betray him. He already knew you're gonna betray you. He already knew you're gonna betray him, and he's already figured out a way around that, right? That's sometimes what he goes into the place with. And at other times, he turns his back on Moff Gideon while Moff Gideon has like the sword out.
Yeah.
It's a
I mean,
what?
You could also say that he figured that out, and he knew that the Darksaber can't cut through his armor, so he's like, well, if you're gonna swing at me, you're gonna hit armor anyway.
It's his own fault for playing. It's his own fault for playing on a
Batman, and sometimes he is the Adam West Batman.
It's his own fault for playing on a PvP server and wearing that epic loot.
I know, right?
He's a Armani suit driving a Civic, full epics. Totally Dark Souls moment right there. He totally pulled a total trusty patches. I don't know what that is. Never played Dark Souls, but okay.
Yeah, me neither.
All right, so onboarding the fishing ship, he's ambushed by fishermen who want to sell his armor. The Mandalorian and the child are rescued by 3 Mandalorians led by Bo-Katan. She enlists his help in seizing, and this is another episode where it's like, hey, you want to, the same way the fish one was like, the same way the first one was like, hey, you want the armor, kill this thing. And the next one was, hey, you want to, you know, you want me to fix your ship? You got to take this fish lady to where she needs to go at sublight speed. All right, I'll tell you where the Mandalorians, she knows where the Mandalorians are. They're on Trask. Okay, well, if you want to tell her, you got to take her this. All right, well, now if you want me to help you find a Jedi, I need you to help me commandeer this Imperial. For me. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and another point, the I know where the Mandalorians are is like the typical, oh, I know a guy who knows a guy.
Yeah. She enlists his help in seizing weapons from an Imperial freighter in exchange for information on the Jedi. After boarding the freighter, Bo-Katan reveals that their main objective is to capture the ship along with the weapons for their war effort to reconquer Mandalore. The Imperial captain is instructed by Moff Gideon to crash the ship, but his efforts are stopped by Bo-Katan, who questions the captain about the Darksaber. He commits suicide. Bo-Katan directs the Mandalorian to meet the Jedi Ahsoka Tano in the city of Caladan, on the forest planet of Corvus. With the Razor Crest partially repaired, the Mandalorian and the child continue on their journey. I had a good time watching this one. I really liked. Also,
yeah, it was fun. And big understatement on that partially repaired.
Partially repaired, dude. Also, this is the one.
Yeah, that guy didn't do a good enough job. He was like, "Yo, I paid you 1,000 credits." He's like, "It is what it is, dude. Now pay up."
Look at how well the armor fits the hottie on the left. Uh-oh. Twitter. We can't talk about this episode.
Because boob armor.
We can't talk about this episode without touching on fucking old retard what's her face. Old Anita Sarkeesian The
Grifter Prime herself.
Grifter Prime, dude. The grifter in chief.
Everything is sexist. Everything is racist. Everything is homophobic.
Yeah, dude. Grifter Prime herself decided to tweet the same way. This is the same idiot who watched season 1, episode 1 of The Mandalorian. Obviously wasn't paying attention or was watching it with, goggles on, earmuffs on. Didn't even realize that the armorer who the Mandalorian was speaking to was a woman, because she wrote that, I know I didn't just watch The Mandalorian and not see any women speaking in this episode.
Didn't she? Oh, was it her that said X amount of minutes have passed and I hadn't seen a single woman in it? Like 7 minutes have passed and I haven't seen a single woman.
Yeah, no, it's so dumb, dude.
It's so stupid. Meanwhile, it starts off with a woman. Fucking hell.
It's so dumb. Hey, what's up? What's up, Mateo? She's so annoying. Yeah, Anita Sarkeesian she's a huckster, man. She is a fucking huckster. Also, yes, I'm live on YouTube right now. If you could leave a tab open, I'd greatly appreciate it. And the VOD will exist in perpetuity if you got to leave and want to come back and watch some of it later. Yeah, I dug Bo-Katan. I dug that. Also, it was really nice because this is the episode that we see her take her helmet off. Well, they all take their helmets off, and this is shocking.
Like,
yeah.
He clutched his pearls. You're like, wait, where'd you get that armor?
Yeah, where'd you get that armor? He thought they fucking stole their armor too.
Oh, and going back to episode 1, when he said, where'd you get that armor? Give me the armor. I was like, oh, shit's about to go down.
Yeah, dude. Well, she's like, that's when she's like, bitch, I was fucking born on Mandalore.
He's like, I'm the Mandalore princess.
Yeah, dude. They should throw her ass in jail for inciting rage. Yeah, no, this hot take for this episode was, how could these women be wearing boob armor? Why do women wear boob armor?
And I think I saw one of the threads, there was like a female police officer, and she was like, dude, I wish my vest had boob shapes.
Yeah, dude, of course, man. Dude, women have breasts. They protrude from their chest, and I'm imagining to have armor like the dude on the right, swooshing your tits to oblivion.
Yeah, especially if you are genetically gifted. You have the big chesticles.
Yeah,
imagine
dude.
Something pressing against you all day.
Right? I'd imagine it's pretty fucking uncomfortable to have some fucking armor strapped to you, crushing your tits. It's so fucking stupid, dude. Like, it's such, like, seeing her post that, it's such a fucking trap, because it's always the same formula with these lunatics on Twitter. Make an inciting, ridiculous, rage-inducing, trolling post, poking fun at something that people love, and then wait for people to obviously get upset because you wrote an inflammatory post publicly, call you out, to critique your critique, which is nonsense. And then so that's step 1, stupid post. Step 2, wait for the outrage. Step 3, claim harassment,
Claim victimhood.
And then step 4, money.
Somehow money. Like step 4 question mark, step 5 money.
Yeah.
And to Revan's point, it's not even super prominent boob armor. Like,
No,
it's
dude.
there, but it's if you had to
It's
put
so
boob
subtle.
armor on fucking Cara Dune,
Dude.
then we'd have a fucking day on.
Dude,
Turf.
the boob armor is so subtle. There's barely a difference between the armor on the left and the armor on the right. If you were
it's enough to tell that she's a woman, and that's it.
yeah, dude, it's so, like, I would say her body shape more tells us that she's a woman than anything else. Like, the armor is a little bit leaner and there's boobs on it, but again, at a cursory glance, you wouldn't even realize that they were wearing different armor. Only if you were a specific type of person would you look at this and immediately start shrieking about why does the armor look different. And then a bunch of other idiots were like, even their helmets look different than a man's helmet. And it's like, dude, you're a fucking retard, man. It's like her helmet's supposed to resemble a bird of prey. That's why it looks like that.
It's a fucking helmet, stupid.
Yeah, the eye slots are meant to
Also
be
a
look
fucking
like.
helmet, and this is also a toy bait thing. So if people want the 3 Mandalorians who show up, of course I'm gonna make 3 different toys to sell. What the fuck do you think?
Yeah, that's true. Good point about the toys. I thought one corny thing was when the stormtroopers ran up on Ren and Cara on the bridge and told them to freeze. They turned around all slow with a grin, and then the Mandalorians flew above the shot and shot the stormtroopers. I thought it was corny AF. Like, y'all were open and you had a huge plot armor right there. Dude, I didn't... Flock? I don't even know what scene you're talking about.
Oh, that's later. I'll remind you. That's in like the last, I think, episode 6 or 7.
Yeah, I don't... Does anybody else remember that scene? I did not notice the... I did like that scene. It didn't even stand up. It didn't even stand out for me. I don't know if
It's a
did
girl
that,
power scene. I was expecting it, so could have been better, but you know, it is what it is.
wear a sports bra that's 2 or 3 sizes too small all day, and tell me how bad boob armor is. And it's not even the armor is calling attention to their boobs. It's just a logical design decision. Like you said, what woman wants their boobs squished all the time?
We also had some cosplay or model video with like a girl walking in armor, and you know that armor also had boobs on it, and it was all clunk. It made the typical clunk sound that give you like negative stealth in D&D.
It's not boob armor isn't even that prominent. Look at the girl on the left. It's so subtle. It's so subtle, man. You would have thought it was gratuitous. Like they just had they put anime titty armor on her.
Oh yeah, you know, right? Fucking bigger than their helmets.
Yeah. What tells me she's a woman is the narrow shoulders. The narrow shoulders, her hips, her belt comes in at the waist, and then her hips kind of come out. They both the two ladies have hourglass figures, which is actually pretty dope considering that they're fucking wearing armor, and their armor isn't.
Oh yeah.
Like literally,
that's a very good design if you manage to, have design that makes sense and also show off that hey, this is a female, this is a male.
Honestly, I think that it's like it looks like they're practically wearing the same fucking armor. I literally just think they look like women because they're women. Like their bodies are just built like that. Whereas like look, he's wearing a belt, he's wearing the fucking greaves, like he's wearing the same he's wearing the same gauntlets, same pads, but like
when it comes to like, quote unquote dungeon gear,
yeah,
gaming gear, it's like literally the same besides the belt and the helmet.
Yeah. They all have Madonna bras on. It's in episode 8, the narrow bridge without the railing and fall directly into space. I noticed some differences. They should be different. When you got armor that is impervious...
If you put Cara Dune in Mando armor, then you'd have to get gratuitous with the boob armor. And then it'd make me very happy.
It's not like they have Madonna bras on. Put Carla in Mando armor. Oh man, she look like a tank, dude.
She already looks like a tank.
Alright. This leads us to chapter 4. We're halfway done. Directed by Carl Weathers, dude. Fucking Apollo Creed directed this one. Written by Jon Favreau. Episode 4, chapter 12 is titled The Siege. And in this quest, in this episode, the quest is what would you call it? I guess it is a siege quest.
It is a siege quest. It is sort of a notice board quest. It's like a kill quest.
The Razor quest requires further repairs before it can reach Corvus. So the Mandalorian and the child take a detour to Navarro, where they're reunited with their allies Cara Dune and Greef Karga. While the Razor crest is being repaired, the Mandalorian is shown how much things have improved on Navarro since he was there last.
Oh, dude, it's like it's a totally new place. I was like, wait, did an expansion hit? This is totally different. It's like the Mando is like that old returning player who hasn't been playing for like 3 years.
Yes. Yeah. There's been lots of upgrades in the town. Under the stewardship of Karga as magistrate and Dune as the marshal, the last challenge that they are facing is a remaining Imperial base on the planet. The Mandalorian agrees to help them destroy it, They discover that the base is being used as a laboratory by Dr. Pershing, who you might remember from the first season, who actually did not want to kill Baby Yoda, whose life is spared by Mandalorian when he lays siege to that Imperial that little mini outpost there. What's up, Solitary? Welcome.
You want me to pronounce that?
Nope. Yes. So yeah. So this is where we discover that this isn't any old Imperial base. This is actually some kind of
This
weird.
is a lab, baby.
This is some kind of weird Imperial dark lab. I'm assuming that they hint that the dark troopers come from here. I'm guessing.
Oh, dude, I'm waiting to see Lego Dark Troopers.
Only a matter
Like
of
when
time.
you see the design of those, you're like, oh yeah, those are either Lego toys or model kits.
They discover that the base is being used as a laboratory by Dr. Pershing to conduct experiments with the child's blood, which has a high M count, and we all knew what the M meant. Midichlorians, baby. They destroy the base and escape pursued by stormtroopers. This scene was fucking awesome, by the way. Holy shit, this scene was
fucking
awesome.
dude.
The chase where you see a fucking stormtrooper literally just take down the side of a fucking cliff. What a bad motherfucker, dude. When I saw that, I was like, oh shit, dude. Yo, look at these stormtroopers go.
Yeah, the two of the idiots crashed in the fucking cliff, but this
Yeah.
guy just went straight down the cliff
Yeah.
and just took chase.
They have colored things now. Well, they had things in tanks. I think they were trying to clone a Sith and give it an implant. Yeah, so they destroy the base and escape pursued by stormtroopers on speeder bikes and TIE fighters. Dude and Karga managed to stop the speeder bikes while the Mandalorian destroys the TIE fighters with the repaired Razor Crest. The Mandalorian and the child leave for Corvus. It was actually that episode, I was like, oh my god, dude, this was a trap. The baby who was left in town, I'm like, fucking Moff Gideon stole that baby. That's what I thought
I
happened.
know, right? Dude, how fucking quick did they repair the ship, though?
Listen, quick.
Those are some speedrunners.
Yeah, like NASCAR, like a NASCAR pit crew. The blah 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 blah. The Mandalorian and the child leave for Corvus, unaware that an Imperial spy has planted a tracker on the Razor Crest for Moff Gideon. This episode had people speculating on whether or not the clones, like the weird. Let's see if I could find a photo of the clones, or like experiments.
Yeah, the imagery we saw wasn't the most descriptive because they were still in that tube thing. So you could see that it was humanoid, but you couldn't actually make out who it was, if it was a clone of someone.
All right, yeah. Here's a couple of pictures. Here's a couple of pictures of the weird fucking deformed experiment. So this is one. Here's another one. People were speculating that the lab experiments that we saw in this, in this Imperial laboratory, they think it's alluding to Snoke. That was the guess that people had upon looking at these, upon looking at this stuff. And Flock just sent me the scene from the last episode where Fennec Shand and Cara Dune are walking along that little outpost, and then I don't know, there's a scene where they look back, and then I guess Bo-Katan and the other gal whose name I fucking forget. They fly over and they like kill them, the stormtroopers from behind, like a surprise attack. I don't know, Flock. It looks fine to me, dude. All right.
No, it did feel a bit cheesy. I mean, it's not bad per se, but it was like, yeah, okay.
It's a little girl powery.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as that fucking scene in Endgame though. The fucking like.
Oh Jesus Christ.
Like that.
That
like,
is so cringe.
Like that was horrible. But no, this is not bad. All right, let's see. All right, so now that this siege quest is done, the Mandalorian with his repair chip can go to Corvus now and meet Ahsoka Tano, which leads us to episode 5, which, guess what? If you guessed he had to perform yet another quest for Ahsoka Tano, you guessed right. And the Mandalorian MMO continues. The Mandalorian and the Child arrive. This one is titled Chapter 13, Episode 5 of Season 2.
You're in the wrong scene, by the way.
The Jedi. What?
You're on the wrong scene,
Oh, right.
stream-wise.
Here we go. This episode title is The Jedi. The Mandalorian and the Child arrive at the city of Caladan and the planet Corvus to find the population living in fear of the city's magistrate. Morgan Elsbeth and her guards, including a hired mercenary named Lang. Who is that actor? The actor who played John Connor's father in The Terminator. And what the fuck else did he do or play as? He's been in a lot of shit, dude. He's a character actor. He's been around forever. Is it Michael something or other? I don't know. Yoji would know. He was in Aliens. You were in Aliens. Michael Bain. Is that how you say his name, Yoji? Anyway, he's the mercenary. Elsbeth offers to give the Mandalorian a spear of Beskar steel in exchange for killing Ahsoka. The Mandalorian finds Ahsoka outside the town and presents the child to her. Using the Force, Ahsoka determines that the child's name is Grogu. See, now I only just begun watching Clone Wars. So she is still a young, optimistic, sassy Padawan. She still snips. Ahsoka's tentacles are supposed to be a bit longer. Are they? They look pretty accurate to me. How much longer are we talking?
Also saw someone else on Twitter say like his only complaint is that her tentacles are supposed to be like a little bit longer, like a little bit, like an idea longer.
My lady thought that was a hat that she was wearing. She was like, "That's a cool hat." And then somebody else on Twitter was like, "Man, I want to eat her hat. Her hat looks like marshmallows."
Jesus Christ. I'm looking at pictures from Clone Wars, and her tentacles lead up to her waist, more or less.
Oh, she's got waist-length tentacles. Well, look, man, I'm assuming that it was maybe a bitch for them to do them that long.
Possibly, yeah. There's also that angle.
Listen, I get it, man. But what are you gonna do, right? I'm assuming that they did their best, right? I'm assuming if her tentacles or whatever the fuck they're called, I'm assuming if they're not as long, I'm just gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. Probably for a reason. Maybe for movement reason. She interacts with the future version of herself in the Clone Wars, but that could be when she's even older. Oh shit. Oh, is that the Veil of the Force episode? We should get to that. That's something to talk about at the end of this, once we're done with these episodes. What did you guys think of Ahsoka returning? Or being live action?
Dude, she was fucking badass. Like, I don't remember much of her from Clone Wars or from any other medium, but this entire episode was like filled with badassery. I understand now why people were raving about it so hard, you know, besides it being, you know, Rosario Dawson playing her, but it was just a good fucking piece of entertainment.
She interacts. Yeah, I thought there was something really fucking cool about her. Because she does seem like, we talked about this when the episode came out, she does feel like a Ronin. She has this kind of Shogun vibe.
Yeah, dude.
There is this kind of,
And I think the poncho really makes that bit work.
yes,
And her overall demeanor and attitude, she isn't overly, what would a samurai be? He's not not respectful, can't find the proper word.
I think so. It's been a while since I've seen the Clone Wars, right? No, it's interesting.
I love the hit and run tactics at the start.
Yes, the guerrilla warfare style tactics, like a ninja. Well, Ahsoka is a Ronin, right? For those, spoiler alert, for those of you who haven't watched Rebels, she is not a Jedi. Actually, I think her most famous line is, "I'm not a Jedi." You know, she's got the, you know, she left the order. For I don't know why. She bailed. And, you know, she actually abandoned her lightsaber. And then, well, you know, there's a whole story there, but she's not technically a Jedi. Although, if we're being honest, everything about her is essentially that of a Jedi. Her demeanor, her sense of, you know, honorability. She's definitely a masterclass Jedi, right? So I know technically she is no Jedi, but, you know, come on. She's essentially we're looking at a Jedi master. When you compare her demeanor, let's say, as a soldier, as a warrior, it's very similar to that warrior demeanor of Skywalker, right? The way she deals with those mercenaries and soldiers is not all that dissimilar to the way Luke deals with those dark troopers. There's a kind of quiet, I said this a while back, I call it a quiet confidence that the Jedi have.
Yeah, they're like that. They have that Clint Eastwood type of demeanor. That not many words, a very. I think I also use a similar phrase. A quiet hyper competence or something like that.
And let's see, yeah, the episode was so fire, and I didn't realize she was the same double-bladed Jedi from the prequels. I guess because I thought she was killed in Order 66 or whatever. She is close to being gray, but she doesn't use Dark Force powers. She is really close to being a gray Jedi. Actually, so is Luke, because he does use Dark Force powers. She's like a Jedi who went to school, took all the classes, but didn't walk for graduation.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, dude, you see, well, because again, you know, she was Anakin's Padawan. Anakin, who's Obi-Wan's Padawan. So Luke, who was, you know, briefly both Obi-Wan and Yoda's Padawan. And I'm sure Luke, I doubt that after Return of the Jedi, Luke never saw the Force ghosts of Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Yoda. I almost said Baby Yoda. Yoda again. I'm assuming that they've been helping train him being the last Jedi. A true Jedi uses both dark and light and strive for balance over order. That was my illustration school training as well. Let's see. So using the Force, Ahsoka determines that the child's name is Grogu. What do you guys think about the name Grogu? I like it. It's grown on me.
I feel like it's cute, but it's not cute enough, you know? They should have workshopped that a lot more, because Baby Yoda just stuck with people so hard, and they had a very difficult task of topping that, and I think they didn't deliver on it.
I don't mind it. It's fine. I feel like if you give him
it's fine, but
it's grown on me as well. I feel like if you gave him like a cutesy poo name, it would kind of, you know, you got to think of Grogu as potential, right? Grogu as maybe the next Yoda, right? But if Yoda's name was like, if Yoda's name was like Snufflepuff or whatever, right? It'd be lame,
Yoda.
right? So if Grogu's name was like, again, Cutie Poo or whatever the fuck people wanted it to be because he's a baby, when he grows up, if there is any chance that you might see an adult Grogu at some point, who knows when, right? If ever. You want to see this. You want to see this badass, especially, like the age that we never get to see Yoda as, the age where where Yoda was.
Where he would be like the equivalent of like a 30-year-old man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, whatever the fuck that
like
is
in his prime.
Yeah, right. Seeing Yoda in his prime as like a young adult, fucking maybe long hair, right? Who knows, right? I don't know how the fuck
Long hair, tattoos.
Yeah, tattoos, dude. Yeah. Yoda was like, Yoda was 900 when he died. Remember the line? When 900 years old you are, look as good you will not. The thing is, Baby Yoda was born by the people, right? So
Yeah,
listen,
we
he's
kinda
baby
gave him
he's
that
Baby Yoda now, but hopefully, I would honestly like to see adult Baby Yoda, adult Grogu, and I think that could be really fucking cool at some point, seeing him at age maybe 150 or something. However, I don't know however it takes long for his species to age, and at that point, Grogu will fit. If Grogu feels like it doesn't fit now, but I think they're planning for right. I think Grogu was something that, at the very least, because the other thing is, colloquially, we still all call him Baby Yoda. Grogu must be a seed to future chapters of Star Wars beyond the Star Wars. Right. So I think I understand. I think they were just, they were doing 3D chess, 4D chess. Grogu does have a badass name to it. Yeah, no, I think it'll grow on everybody. Yodito. Hello, Eric Canetti. Welcome.
Hello, Master Kennedy.
Okay. Ahsoka determines that the child's name is Grogu and that he has begun training as a Jedi before the rise of the Empire. She agrees to continue his training if the Mandalorian helps defeat Elsbeth. They overpower the guards, free the Sidians, and the Mandalorian kills Lang. Ahsoka confronts Elsbeth and demands to know where the whereabouts of her master, Grand Admiral Thrawn, are. Afterwards, Ahsoka refuses to train Grogu due to his close attachment to the Mandalorian. Instead, she directs them to an ancient temple on the planet Tython, where Grogu can use the Force to decide his own fate. She also gives the spear to the Mandalorian.
Oh, dude, when Ahsoka was fighting the Imperial lady, I forget her name, on that bridge, I was like, are they gonna give us a Mortal Kombat camera and just show us the fight like this? Because that would be fucking epic.
Mortal Kombat. I'm assuming Mando takes place between Return of the Jedi and then... Yes, it does. It takes place about 5 to 6 years after after we saw him in the Return of the Jedi. This leads us to... Oh, yeah, no, I really enjoyed this, man. And I'm excited to see the Ahsoka show. And the movies are like 20 years later. Right, yes. Alright, so this is episode 14. Episode 6 of season 2.
Meow meow pussy mix.
Chapter 14 is called The Tragedy, and it's directed by Robert Rodriguez and written by Jon Favreau. Dave Filoni both wrote and directed the Ahsoka episode.
Oh yeah, he did. I mean, he did a lot of work with her, so it only makes sense that he does it. Otherwise, it would feel like wasted potential.
Yes, it would. Here, I'm just going to use this for now. The Mandalorian takes Grogu to the ancient temple on Tython and places him on the Seeing Stone at its center. Grogu meditates and is surrounded by a protective energy field. It was actually great seeing the Mandalorian try to break through the energy field to get Yoda so they can run.
Oh yeah, that was fun. Grogu hard casting the communication. Meanwhile, Mando was like, "Oh, let me in!" Literal let me in.
Boba Fett soon arrives with a mercenary, Fennec Shand, who the Mandalorian had previously left for dead on Tatooine. Fett explains that the armor worn by Cobb Vanth belongs to him, and his father Jango was a Mandalorian foundling. The Mandalorian agrees to return the armor. Again, I guess this is just how things are done. You want this? Well, you gotta do this for me. You gotta do my laundry.
Yeah, everything's a fucking quest.
The Mandalorian agrees to return the armor in exchange for the safety of Grogu, just as Moff Gideon arrives and deploys stormtroopers. Fett, Fennec, and the Mandalorian repel the stormtroopers' attack, during which time Grogu finishes meditating, and the energy field around him disappears. Moff Gideon destroys the Razor Crest. F in chat, pay your respects to the the fucking Razor Crest.
Yeah, S in the chat for the Razor Crest. It got us through so many hard moments.
From orbit, deploying his droid Dark Troopers, who succeed in capturing Grogu. To honor their deal, Fett and Shand promise to help the Mandalorian get Grogu back. They travel in Fett's ship, Slave 1, to Navarro, and ask for Dune's help in breaking criminal I didn't know his first name was Miggs Mayfield out of a New Republic prison. I really fucking enjoy this episode. I wasn't sure, dude. I thought honestly Boba Fett was going to betray the Mandalorian at some point.
Oh, same.
Definitely thought that was going to happen. And it didn't, to my surprise. I was really shocked that that's what happened. I thought it was dope that he mentioned his dad. I thought it was dope that he mentioned that the armor is hardwired to his biology. I thought it was cool that Ming-Na Wen was back. Glad to see that they didn't waste her.
I'm so happy they brought back the attractive Asian lady.
Yep.
The fights in that episode were so good, like Boba Fett fighting and hearing the extremely heavy impact of the stick, whatever its name is. It was like listening to this is gonna sound like funny.
The Boba stick.
It sounded like hearing a JoJo punch, because those punches in the anime were also hyper played up, so they also sound like shotgun shots. The hits with that stick sounded like they came from JoJo. They were extra heavy, and you felt like if you had like a decent sound system, it would probably sound extremely well with the bass.
Dude, watching Chunky Fett go to town on those stormtroopers without his armor was awesome. What do you guys think of the return of Boba Fett? I'm not the biggest. I'm not the biggest Boba Fett dude.
Put the armor on, and he started just using all of the trinkets, and he unlocked all of his spells, and the stormtrooper just decided to turn tail and run.
Yeah, no, the tragedy was dope. And you know what, man? I was wondering, after that, I did have the hope that Luke Skywalker would be the Jedi that would answer the call. Because I think at this point there are, 5 Jedi? Or 4 maybe, who are not Ahsoka, who are running around? I mean, so yeah, you got Ahsoka, Luke. Then you got Ahsoka's friend, what's his face from fucking Rebels or Clone Wars, whose fucking name I forget. Who else? You got the kid from Jedi Fallen Order, who I believe is still alive. And like a couple of others. I didn't notice Boba Stick was the same that the Tusken Raiders have. That took me a while. It's called a Gaffy Stick. Also, speaking of which, Eric Canetti did a dope drawing of Boba Fett with a fat Fett with a Gaffy Stick. He posted on his YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah, just recently, like less than a week ago.
Yes. It's always cool to see a reprise of a character that was killed in a silly ass way. It really was. The Sarlacc pit scene was kind of a womp womp. Luke makes sense because he also had a fear in him, just like Grogu. Sure. Luke was honestly the most. Luke was the smartest choice, I think. Here, Luke to me, Luke made the most sense, but I never thought that they were going to use him. Kind of like what we were talking about earlier, where it was Filoni that said like they're playing with the shittier toys than the big boy toys.
And they somehow got Boba Fett.
Right, and they somehow got Boba Fett. I'm like, yeah, no. I'm like, they're not allowed to play with. They're not allowed to play with your Han, your Chewie, your Leia, your Lando, your Luke, right? I assumed that those characters were completely off fucking limits, so there was no way. It would be like, you're watching Daredevil and then fucking Spider-Man shows up on the Netflix show. I was like, no fucking way. No way that's happening. Which leads us to episode 7, the penultimate episode of the season. This is where somebody named Rick Famuyiwa both directed and wrote this. I don't know who that is. Let me see. Do you guys know that name?
It does not ring any bells.
Nigerian American director. No, I don't recognize any of the stuff that he's done. Well, he did good, because this episode is this episode might be my favorite. Well, there's the Luke scene, but after that, this one I think is my favorite. Dune uses her new credentials as Marshal of the New Republic to transfer Mayfield, an ex-Imperial, from prison to her custody. He agrees to help locate Moff Gideon's cruiser, but needs access to an internal terminal. He suggests a secret Imperial mining hub on Morak. There, Mayfield and the Mandalorian hijack a transport carrying the explosive mineral Rhydonium. And they manage to reach a mining facility despite attacks from local pirates. That was a dope scene, them carrying the payload, the highly explosive payload.
I love in this entire episode, I love how Cara Dune's opinion of, I keep forgetting the Bill Burr's character name.
Miggs Mayfield.
Mayfield. And I love how her opinion of him specifically changed.
Yes, complete 180. Let's see.
Like this entire episode, like Bill Burr's character is like my favorite part of the entire thing.
Same.
Of how he dealt with what happened in the war. He was like, yo, there are people who died, but did they feel happy? Did they feel lucky? Because, they're dead now. He's like, oh, it was all for the glory of Empire. Now get shot, motherfucker.
Excellent acting on the part of Bill Burr.
Yeah, dude, like, Bill Burr is so good.
Top notch.
He's unexpectedly good as an actor. Especially since when he was asked if he has like different character types, he's like, no, I just play me. And you can see that when he starts ranting in the show.
Yeah.
And you compare it to his stand-up, it's like, that's Billy Burr on stage.
Dude, this is a really pivotal moment in this series because you get the Mandalorian. He removes his helmet in the series specifically to save the baby.
Save Grogu.
Yeah. Oh shit! Hold on.
Speaking of Grogu, I keep forgetting this point. I love how he kept saying his name like he was a dog, and every time he'd say Grogu would react and be like, what?
It's an excellent scene.
Grogu, eh? Grogu, eh?
All right, hold on. I gotta pee. I've been holding in for a while. I'll be right back.
All right. Actually, I need to pee too, so my proposition is everyone in chat, get up and go pee. Even if you don't want to pee, just get up and simulate it. So I'll be back soon. I've returned. Oh, I even came back before Mike did. That's how good of a peer I am. I pee so good. I have everything optimized. I have the perfect peeing technique. Let me see if I can open Twitch or chat though. Dude, I came back before everybody. How bad are you guys at peeing? Like, it's not that difficult. It shouldn't take you this long to pee. You pee so good. I do pee so good. I practiced a lot. I looked up the mythic strats. I looked up the optimization for the stat. You forget to wash your hands? No, I didn't. I did not forget to wash my hands. I'm telling you, noobs, I'm just that good at peeing. I looked up all the other best peers rotations. I compared it to mine. I even saw that mine was superior, and I stuck with it. I did pick up a few tips from them on how to save more water while washing my hands though. You need to go pee, dude! You should have gone when I told everyone else to go. Now you're gonna lag behind even more. Go pee now, quickly. Start lowering your pants on the way there. Oh, here's another point about... Actually, I should wait for call on this, because you know this is furthering the topics that also focus on the relationship between Grogu and Mandalorian. Because that was a very good piece of dialogue. It was just one line, and it landed so well, and it showed the growth in their relationship perfectly. Like that, how fucking good is the dialogue? Like, I get it, sometimes it's cheesy, it's campy, maybe it doesn't always land, but when you have these little moments, they're like artistic perfection. You just gotta love it. I mean, this isn't Nishio Ishin writing, but there are some good and bloody moments in this show. And as someone who isn't a fucking nerd, and is not a Star Wars fan, but does enjoy good Star Wars content, I had loads of fun. I speedran it today, because I saw this morning that, oh, the topic is not Gundam, it's Mandalorian. And I'm the co-host and I need to watch this, so we're gonna speedrun it in one day. So I speedran the show, and I enjoyed it a lot. And now I know why people were raving on it when there were like the good episodes with like the Hisoka episode and the last episode, obviously. And the last 2 or 3 episodes leading up to that. Like, I get why Star Wars fans are so rabidly happy about this and are enjoying it in the most unapologetic way imaginable. And they should, because they've been starved for good Star Wars for years.
I'm back, baby.
Welcome back, PP Hands. Yo, I also went to pee, and
Nice.
I came back before everyone. Like, I ordered the entire chat to go pee so we can all pee together.
You were the first
And
one
I
back?
came back before everyone. Dude, I'm so good at peeing.
Animal.
His dick is definitely broken.
Oh, and here's something that I remember just as I got up. There's a point in the Hisoka episode where you... Was it the Hisoka or the next episode? Where you see how the relationship between the Mandalorian and Grogu has grown. You know how usually when he talks to him, when he refers to him, he either says hey or hey kid?
Yeah.
When he went back to the ship to give him over to Ahsoka Tano, he said, "Hey, buddy,"
Aw.
and like you could feel that he did not want us. Well, he had to say goodbye, but he was having a tough time.
Yeah, dude,
Like
there was
it just that little bit. It didn't have to go super long and get super sappy. It was just that one line that when you pick it up and you're like, yes, that is how you do it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, check this out. In episode 6, in episode
Doesn't look right. It
6,
looks unnatural.
when they're on the way to Tython, and he's like, you know, we gotta help you find a Jedi so they could train you. This is right after Ahsoka knows. This is in that scene, right? This is in the scene where he keeps calling him Grogu and keeps laughing about it. He's like Grogu, and Grogu looks at him and he starts giggling. Here, so Grogu squeals and the Mandalorian's like, okay, here we go. You can have it just like before, Grogu. Come on. You can have it. Come on. And then he does it. He grabs it. He grabs from, and then he says, Dank Farrik. And then Baby Yoda looks, he screams, Dank Farrik, which means it's been used a couple of times, and it's a swear word. We actually see Cara Dune say Dank Farrik too.
Cara Dune and her sailor math.
Yeah. So he says Dank Farrik, and then Baby Yoda kind of looks at him surprised, and he says, hey, no, I'm not mad at you. You did good. I just.
Oh yeah, that was a very gamer one. He was like, hell yeah. Like your dog finally pulls off that trick and you're like, hell yeah.
He said, when the nice lady said you had training, you're a very special kid. We're going to find that place where you belong and they're going to take real good care of you. Right? But what made me laugh is that he called Ahsoka Tano the nice lady.
Yeah.
When the nice lady said you had training.
No, he wasn't mad Mona. It was that moment because he was happy. It was like God damn it, Don't you ever like have that sort of reaction when something good happens? I mean,
yeah.
She's Canadian, so I assume she says sorry.
Yeah. All right, so wait, where were we? We were on this pivotal. This is a pivotal moment in the entire series so far, where, and I mentioned this yesterday. Bill Burr asks Mando, Din Djarin, is it you can't take the helmet off, or is it people can't see your face because those are two very different things? And it's true.
Oh yeah, dude, it was more of a monologue, but that Bill Burr monologue was so good.
Yeah, man. You see the Mandalorians, you see his hardcore zealot, Mandalore.
Don't miss. That motherfucker don't miss, man.
Yeah, you see his
zealotness
starts a
slowly
road
fade away. Oh, that also reminds me. There was this thing on. I don't know if it's just a rumor or something that I forget the actor's name. What was the Mandalorian's actor's name?
Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal wanted his face seen more, because Hollywood and whatnot.
Yeah.
So that
I heard
also
that rumor.
could be part of. If you want to have your face seen more, you're gonna have to slowly grow into it as a character. We can't just decide to have your face out there like all the bloody time for no fucking reason.
Yeah. See, it's
so it
interesting.
Could also help scratch his ego, but I like it as a character. Like that aside, the Mando as a character, like it's part of his own personal growth that he is leaving that zealotness aside, and he hopefully should see that he doesn't have to be such a hard ass about it as long as he retains the core values of the creed. As long as he says this is the way.
Someone gifted you a sub, Mona? When was this? Was this today? Here? I didn't get that notification. Yeah, dude. Also, dude, that rumor that Pedro Pascal was having a hissy fit on and was asked to like leave the set and all this other shit. He said it was untrue when asked, and apparently people are saying that Grace Randolph, who was the one that broke that story, is saying that she's full of shit, and that's not what happened at all. Because she also said that it was going to stop being the Mandalorian show once Boba Fett showed up, and then it was going to stop being the Mandalorian, and it was going to be the Boba Fett series from now on. And Jon Favreau came out and said that's not the case. Boba Fett is happening. They're in production right now on Boba Fett, but after Boba Fett wraps, they're going to be in season 3 of The Mandalorian. So, it's still a thing. The Mandalorian's still very much happening.
Isn't season 3 of Mandalorian like literally the end of next year?
No, next year Boba Fett comes out, and then it's after Boba Fett Mandalorian 3 will come out. So we're gonna have to wait over a year to see the Mandalorian again, unless he appears in House of Fett or whatever the fuck it's called.
In the Book of Fett.
Just now, a different streamer I've never heard of. Weird.
I mean, someone's been gifting subs.
Pedro said it wasn't true, and from what I've heard, the cast loves Pedro Pascal. Yeah, and also he got to show his face a bunch this season. And some of the most memorable moments, man, were him taking off the helmet. And the first being in The Believer. The Mandalorian is forced to remove his helmet in front of others for the first time since he took his Mandalorian oath. The pair are confronted by Mayfield's old Imperial commanding officer, whom Mayfield kills when he gloats about the atrocities committed by the Empire in Operation Cinder. Mayfield and the Mandalorian escape with the help of Fennec Shan, Cara Dune, and Boba Fett. Dune lets Mayfield go. They skip over the part where Mayfield takes the dopest of shots. He doesn't miss.
Oh yeah. That guy was a sniper after all.
Yeah, dude, in one shot managed to fucking destroy essentially that whole Imperial outpost. Fucking awesome. And I love that Cara Dune took notice.
Oh yeah, I love the fight on the transport where Mando was so used to using his armor that whenever he went to block with his gauntlets, like I think it was like
didn't
a
do
hit with
shit.
a staff or something, like they broke through his armor and hit it.
Yeah.
So he got his ass beat.
Let's see. The Mandalorian sends Gideon a transmission warning him that he's coming for Grogu, paraphrasing a similar speech that Gideon has previously given. That was an awesome scene too.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was like his own stones using his own stones against him.
Right? You may think you know you're possessive, but you do not. Yeah, no, that was a great... Because fucking Gideon was fucking pissed when Gideon was not fucking happy to see that fucking message. It was excellent.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
His face says it all. A picture is worth 1,000 words.
All right, this leads us with the final episode. Chapter 16, The Rescue. Season 2, Episode 8. Written by Jon Favreau, directed by Peyton Reed. Wait, maybe Clone Wars. What are you talking about, Clone Wars? Clone Wars already happened, Momo.
Yeah, you nerd.
The Mandalorian
Clone Wars
endued
already happened before this.
long before this. The Mandalorian and Dude board an Imperial shuttle and capture Dr. Pershing. They enlist the help of Bo-Katan and Casca Reeves?
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
No idea.
And Casca Reeves,
That character was super unlikable to me.
that lady character?
Yeah, she was very two-dimensional. She was... This is probably gonna sound racist, but she was like the bad black bitch. Or the black bitch with a bad attitude.
Right.
That's all her
The
character
trope.
was.
Yeah, that's a trope. It's true. Isn't the Mandalorian now because he has the Darksaber? It's dicey because none of the clans are united. I don't believe. and Mandalore has been glassed, according to what everybody says. So there's no home planet, and there's no one true Mandalorian tribe. But I guess technically,
Yeah. He wins by technicality.
yeah. So I actually loved this scene, dude. The scene of Boba Fett and Mando walking into a bar. I'm assuming on Trask, the fishing planet or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, them two walking in together, dude. And I feel like when they walk in, it seemed like the music shut off. You know, it's like that kind of thing. Where it's like,
yeah, it was a very badass moment.
yeah, two new Mandalorian just showed up to confront two other Mandalorian. Let's go. They enlist the help of Bo-Katan and Casca Reeves. That bar entrance was tea. The bar entrance was tea. Was the tits? Jam chambers?
High tea.
Let's see.
Probably also high tea, but yeah.
They use a shuttle to get close enough to crash land on Gideon's cruiser. And even that shuttle is a deep cut. That shuttle is reserved for, nothing but that's the Emperor arrives on that kind of ship, That's that bougie stuff. The Magnificent Seven. What's up, Jam? They use the shuttle to get in close enough to crash on Gideon's cruiser. Fett pretending to attack them in Slave 1. Bo-Katan, Casca, Fennec, and Dune fight through. That was the lady scene. They fight the stormtroopers. Dude, what I like about Cara Dune is she's so buff and big. When she's fucking throwing those stormtroopers around, it looks like
she's a fucking tank, and I love her.
She is a fucking tank, dude. She is legit a tank. I wonder what the other gals on set. I wonder if they
They are literally half her size.
Yeah, man. I wonder how they feel about her. I wonder if they
they want to squish their face between her breast goes.
Well, I was gonna say I wonder if they want to grab her muscles and stuff.
I mean, who wouldn't?
True. Good point. All right.
And back to the bar entrance. I hate that fight between Boba Fett and the unlikable female character ended up in a draw. He's supposed to be one of the best bounty hunters. He's supposed to be top dog in that room, even better than Mando. He should have put that bitch down in 3 moves.
Well, apparently she's a lot tougher than you would think. Well, listen, dude. The heroes in the show seem to fight to a standstill. When you think about I freaking love Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas,
Merry Christmas, maybe.
Yeah, what was I going to say? Yeah, well, dude, think about when Din Djarin and Mando, when he fought Ahsoka Tano. They fought briefly for 5 seconds, but to essentially a standstill. Which is saying a lot, dude, considering that he's just he's a bounty hunter. He's not a Jedi. He doesn't have any powers. I think she's a little underdeveloped, but not unlikable. Yeah, I think that's what it was showing, that she's just as badass. Yeah, I think they wanted.
It didn't feel earned to me.
Well, listen, there was no way it was gonna feel earned because she's a sidekick character, She literally, I think she literally calls them. She calls Boba sidekick.
Yes, speaking of sidekick, she actually calls him that, and he literally uses the Star Wars equivalent of hot meat kettle.
Yeah. Let's see. He fights Gideon with the spear. It's fucking dude. Yeah, no, that dude. The one issue that I had with that scene is the one I mentioned earlier, where they storm the bridge and then Moff Gideon isn't there, and Moff Gideon's in the brig with Grogu and the Darksaber out, and he's like, "Hey, listen, keep the fucking Darksaber, give me the damn baby," and then Moff Gideon is like. All right, you got it. Yeah, Moff Gideon's like, you got it, and then of course betrays him. I still can't believe that the Mandalorian just turned his back on Moff Gideon while he had the Darksaber out. Or at the ready.
Oh yeah, there's also the third Mandalorian from Bo-Katan's group that just suddenly disappears.
Yeah, I guess where'd that guy go?
You can have a whole female squad girl power thing when there's like one dude messing up the whole thing.
Maybe you think that's why. Maybe there was just too many of them just to begin with. Maybe he's dead. Wait, what? Well, there's that. There's what? Where's what? Nikki says bye. I feel you, Bill. It's a Boba Fett, so when it happened, it was also surprised. Maybe it was to highlight how much Grogu means to Mando.
No, yeah, the Mando just saying take the saber, just give me the baby, does highlight how important Grogu is to him. But the fact that it could be like that Batman moment that you said earlier, that maybe he knew he was gonna get betrayed, and he also had the staff on his back, and he previously knew that the Darksaber cannot cut through pure, was it Beskar or whatever the bloody hell the metal's name is, and he was like, well, if he's gonna hit me with the saber or whatever, he's gonna hit armor anyway, so I'm just gonna bend over in that manner, so that if he does, or when he eventually does, he has no other option but to hit the spear or some part of my armor. And also, his armor has his body has a lot of points that do not have armor on it. How the fuck are people only hitting the armor?
Right. Listen, man. Listen. It's the same mentality. Listen, when we were watching the original trilogy, stormtroopers couldn't hit a fucking thing, right? When we were watching the prequel trilogy, the stormtroopers hit nothing but everybody's lightsabers, right? The only thing that the stormtrooper, that the clone trooper, or rather the separatist droid army, the only thing that they could hit, rather, was a Jedi's lightsaber, right? To be deflected. So here in the Mandalorian, the only thing that they are able to hit for some reason is his arm, which doesn't take any damage. Can someone DM me when they're done? Meanwhile, the Mandalorian finds the Dark Trooper, barely defeats one of them with a Beskar spiel, ejects the rest into space. He fights Gideon with the spear and overpowers Moff, making him the new rightful owner of the Darksaber. The Dark Troopers fly back to the ship. That was a great scene with him fighting the Dark Trooper, because it shows you how, listen, we know how powerful Mando is. We know how strong he is and what a badass he is and how powerful his armor is. But goddamn, dude, if that Dark Trooper didn't beat the shit out of him. That Dark Trooper beat the fucking brakes off of Mando, man. He punched his head into the ship and then decided to kick him around. It was fucking crazy.
And the ship metal started caving in, and I was like, dude, one more punch and his helmet has to start bending or something. I was waiting for that moment. But thankfully we didn't get to there, because it just shows how powerful these Gundam troopers are, because that's what they are. They're toys. They're Gundam troopers.
Yeah. So it was awesome to see that, the Mando was able to defeat one Dark Trooper with a lot of effort and a little bit of luck. He was able to dispatch one out of the fucking dozens that are there. So you realize, it instills a high level threat when the Dark Troopers come back to the ship, and you realize how dangerous and lethal they are, and that without any help, there's a very high probability that a lot of them are going to die on that ship. To Moff Gideon's
it actually introduced very high stakes at the end, because everyone who was sentient knew that they were fucked. No matter how strong their armor was or their weapons, those Dark Troopers were fucking OP as shit.
Yeah, dude. They're strong.
So when they're in that position where you're like, whoa, they're fucked. How the fuck does the hero get out of here? Or is this how the series ends? Is this how the season ends? Because, this would be the worst ending of all. There's this super tight moment and it's a cliffhanger and you're like, what the fuck? And then it ends.
Yeah.
But no, they pulled it off.
They did pull it off. But goddamn, man. And of course, that's when we see the fucking.
Before that, I like Mando's demeanor on the whole Darksaber thing, when he tries to offer to Bo-Katan and Moff Gideon is like, she has to win it through combat. He's like, I yield. Fucking
Yeah.
take it.
I love that. That was great, dude. Because I like he doesn't want anything to fucking do with it. And I love that. I love
he's
he's so
I
cavalier
don't
about
give
it.
a shit.
I yield. He's like, yeah, I yield. Fuck it, dude. You're right, man. That is such a take this fucking thing. I don't care, right?
Yeah.
Take
He
this.
literally just wanted Grogu.
Take this
Take
fucking
the
thing.
stupid sword that you like
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah, I've got my son. I don't give a shit about ruling
Don't
Mandalore.
give a shit about ruling the planet or
Yeah.
having probably one of the most powerful weapons, or at least close combat weapon. Just fucking take.
Yeah, take it. Katie Sackhoff is hot in this role.
I wish they gave her a better hairdo, because I don't know, this doesn't do. She is very attractive, but this hairstyle does not do it for me.
Listen, it's the fucking oops. Sorry, it's
It's almost Karen-esque.
it's her fucking hairstyle. It's pretty much her hairstyle, maybe a little bit shorter than her fucking her on-screen Clone Wars iteration. Hey Momo, would you hit it?
I mean, I don't remember her from Clone Wars, and I haven't watched the animated series, so I don't know.
Alright, so the Dark Troopers fly back to the ship. They're all bunkered down in the bridge. About to face down their death, really. Because they could probably take down a handful of troopers.
They're ready to die here.
But that's it. Moff Gideon smirking on the ground. And then right at that moment, we see an X-Wing show up. And Cara Dune has a great reaction to that, where she says something along the lines of, like, oh,
Very
great,
sarcastic. Oh,
one
oh,
X-Wing.
an X-Wing. We're saved. Yippee-ki-yay.
Yeah.
Oh, which reminds me of Cara. When they enter through... I don't remember which door it was. When she enters and she does that typical badass female protagonist face where she's gritting her teeth, but her lips are like in this weird duck face.
I don't know that one.
Let me see if I can find it.
Oh. So once I saw the X-Wing, I wasn't sure who it was. And then a Jedi came out, and you saw the green lightsaber. And then you saw the Michael Jackson style single gloved hand. At that point, I was beside myself, man. At that
Oh, yeah,
point,
dude, if you're a Star Wars nerd, which I believe most Mandalorian viewers are, like, they tell you even before they show his face that that's Luke, because you see the single gloved hand and there's a close-up on his saber, and you can tell that even I could tell that is Luke's saber. Like, that has to be fucking Luke. You have the one gloved hand and his saber. Like, what the fuck? There's no one else who could it be. It's not gonna be fucking Rey.
yeah, dude. It's the belt buckle that gave it away for me. Interesting. See, I did not recognize the belt buckle.
Yeah, me neither.
For me, it was the cloak, the boots, the outfit, the gloved hand, and the green lightsaber. And at this point, I thought to myself, either it's Luke, or they're just fucking with us, man. Like, they're just...
Oh, dude. Imagine if it was like, if this was Rian Johnson writing, this would have been the biggest subversion of expectations ever. It would have been someone completely fucking random.
Yeah, no, it's true. Like, it's a Jedi you've never heard of before.
Who has the exact same traits as Luke. He has the same gloved hand, and he has the same fucking lightsaber.
Yeah, but it's not Luke. It's Puke Skywalker. Yeah, no, it's true.
It's his abandoned stepson.
Yeah, listen, what do you guys think about the CG?
It was very noticeable.
It
Like,
was
I can tell at points that the face did not. Isn't there an actor who looks like young Luke Skywalker anyway?
Yeah, but it wouldn't have been, the payoff wouldn't have been nearly as good. So that's, you know, that's the problem with that.
I don't know if using him would have been easier for the CG team to do it, because because of the facial similarities. But yeah, I get the payout, but I think, oh, I also saw on Twitter, I think it was today, that someone did that some YouTuber did their own deepfake, and it was actually better.
Yeah, I've seen a few. Listen, man, sometimes you know, it looks a little
We
weird.
also have deadlines and budgets.
It looks a little weird, to be sure. It's not perfect, but you know, listen, it was better. It was better than Leia that we saw at the end of Rogue One.
I didn't even watch that, so I don't know.
Hey, Ippo. Yeah, no, dude, watching him fucking completely destroy these Dark Troopers was...
Oh yeah. Oh, and this reminds me of something. Wasn't Grogu using a force choke on one of the stormtroopers?
Yes, Grogu uses dark abilities.
Grogu doesn't fuck around.
Grogu uses abilities, you know, well, Luke uses Force Crush, which isn't, but he uses on a robot, so it's kind of iffy, but that's definitely a dark force. Force Crush and Force Choke are kind of like Force Lightning, where it's primarily used by the Sith. But no, when dude, this scene was so remarkable,
just
man.
Walking out with a saber like this, it was fucking badass.
And then when he slowly, it's so calm, dude. When he slowly reveals that it's our Luke Skywalker, right? It's the Luke from Return of the Jedi. It's not what they've named Jake Skywalker from the Ruin Johnson, you know, The Last Jedi or whatever the fuck that movie was called.
It's
right?
what the fans fucking deserve.
It was just like my mouth was open, man. And my peepers were as wet as Momo's coochie when she's looking at Katie Sackhoff. Yes. Vor, is that the Rogue One Darth Vader scene? Yeah, so the CGI gets weird, dude. The CGI gets real fucking weird. Look at those dead eyes, dude.
Yeah, it gets really weird. I hope if they decide to do something with young Luke, just use that British actor. You use the Anglo cunt. Like, if you want to do more Luke Skywalker stories, I get why you would and why you wouldn't want to do more Luke Skywalker stories. But if you do, if there's a young actor in his prime who looks very closely to Luke, just use him. If he's a Star Wars fan, it'll be more than an honor for him to continue the Skywalker legacy, I assume.
You know what? I don't know, man. I'm of two minds about it. I don't know. Would you guys rather have them continue working on the deepfake Luke, or would you rather, you know, de-aging deepfake Luke, or would you rather them hire somebody else entirely? Honestly, dude, for me, I think I could deal with fucking video game Luke.
I mean, if they have the time to improve it and make it like super fucking good, then sure. And by then, why just not use, you know, actual Luke Skywalker, and then just DH him?
I think if they keep working on it, it'll eventually get better, right? I'm assuming it has to get better. They have to get better at, like, you know, facial mapping and all that stuff. So I would want them to actually use Mark Hamill, because for me, I think it means a lot more to actually have Mark Hamill on screen.
Definitely.
I can deal with the deepfake. Samesies. Hey, Kristen, what's up, lady? What brings you all the way to Twitch? I'm on Twitch and I'm on YouTube now, streaming.
If they spend time improving this and they get the actual Mark Hamill and give the fans the look they deserve, because I know you guys have been suffering a lot these past decades, especially the recent years, just do that. But please improve the deepfake thing.
It's Christmas Eve Eve. It is Christmas Eve Eve. Look how good it was in Rogue One. Dude, Rogue One was rough, man. Rogue One Leia looked strange, dude. Looked real strange. Moff Tarkin looked better. He looked a little bit video gamey, but I could deal with that, man. You know, I think like it got some work to do, but awesome.
When
I will
it's for
say,
big payoff like this, then yeah. But if it's going to be like you're gonna see him like for 10 minutes every episode is going to be like this noticeable and jarring, I feel like they need to spend more time with it.
I will say this. I did think the Luke Skywalker reveal completely overshadowed this moment. See, now I talked to a bunch of people, and a bunch of people got teary-eyed during this scene where Grogu and Din Djarin say goodbye. Right?
Oh
and
yeah,
Din
that
Djarin,
got me too.
Din Djarin finally
I
removes his
got it.
mask.
I got them pesky feels.
See, this moment was sad, but I actually got misty-eyed when I saw Luke. For some reason, seeing Luke Skywalker on screen, that was more emotionally, I don't know, touching for me. Way more than this. Oddly enough.
It was the other way around for me. Like I got excited because oh shit, it's fucking Luke. It's finally fucking Luke.
Yeah.
But I just got excited and hyped, and then this moment happened, and he's like, again, hey pal. It's not kid. It's not hey. Just hey pal. And I'm like, yes. It's so. And such a small portion of dialogue can represent how their connection has grown so much.
I think the issue
Oh,
with
and
this.
also
Yeah, go on.
the moment where Moff Gideon shoots Bo-Katan.
Oh yeah, he really shoots the
Oddly
shit out of
enough,
her.
he also only hits her armor.
He really fucks her up with a blaster file. I was elated he was there, but I wasn't teary. The issue with this scene is I think because it happens right after we see Luke for the first time on screen since it's been 30 years, right? You know, I wasn't old enough to see. I don't even know if I was alive when Return of the Jedi came out, but I definitely wasn't old enough to watch it in the theater. But I've definitely watched it on VHS with my dad, and yeah, it meant a lot to me, and I think seeing Luke on screen looking like that is the Luke it's the Luke I think of when I think of Luke Skywalker. That's the Luke Skywalker I envision, not Jake Skywalker from Ruin Johnson's movie.
Yeah.
So seeing
Wait,
him
is
there,
Jake Skywalker something the Phantom Menace thought of, or
yeah, I think so.
or are you just thinking of it?
No. I'm borrowing that from the Phantom Menace. Not the blue. Yeah, no, not getting fucking not juiced up on blue fucking
Blue titty milk.
titty milk.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking
That
not the
was
Luke
so
that
bad.
abandoned.
That is, imagine your fucking legacy being making Luke Skywalker drink blue titty milk.
Yeah, no, gross. The Luke who abandoned his friends and family to go hide somewhere. Right? The Luke who's stopped being an optimist to completely given over to pessimism and nothing. Yeah, seeing the Luke that we know from the original trilogy was incredible. And seeing that that's what made me more emotional than the Grogu.
Do you think it would have been a stronger ending if the season ended with Luke just pulling the cow down and revealing himself, and you ended there? Do you think it would have been that much stronger, and there would not have been that combat
right?
of
There's a combat there.
Between
There's because two things because I feel like this scene means more if Luke wasn't there. So like this scene means much more without Luke because of Luke Skywalker. His presence, it overshadows this. For me, clearly, seeing Luke eclipses this Grogu scene. Don't get me wrong. This scene is touching. It's memorable. It's beautiful. It's you see a father saying goodbye to his son because a father letting go of his son because it's what's best for him. Grogu won't. Literally, Luke says he won't. He needs your permission. He won't leave unless you give him permission, which is so beautiful. and then Grogu essentially asking the Mandalorian to remove his helmet, right? And they're, which speaks to their kind of like bond, right? They have like kind of an unspeakable connection. Yeah, they were fighting for attention.
It's an
However,
actual father-son bond.
Vor says I wanted together. I think it's tricky. It worked. I don't know how they'd be able to do it otherwise. And
Yeah, here's the thing: the last scene with with Mando saying goodbye to Grogu is super important for the entirety of the story, but Luke showing up is super important for the fan.
yeah, I'm
So you
not
could
sure.
also say you're killing two birds with one stone, but you also run the risk of having this type of conflict. And when it comes down to the line, I'd say they managed to make it work. Maybe not pull it, maybe not stick the entire landing and make everything shine, but as a whole, they made a lot of people happy.
All right, so that leaves us with the, I guess, final thoughts. I feel like honestly, I feel like I got everything else.
Someone
Yeah.
who's not a nerd.
Yeah,
He's not a Star Wars fan. I fucking enjoyed it. I speedran it today, and I enjoyed it.
yeah. See, I'm a Star Wars fan, but I'm not nearly as involved as some of the gang, right? There's definitely more hardcore nerds in the chat, more hardcore Star Wars nerds who know what a twee is, the difference between a twee and a, what the fuck did you call Ahsoka? A Tortuga? Torgata?
Something.
Yeah. Like, yeah, there's tons of shit, or fucking Togruta. Tagruta. Yeah. Or, you guys know legacy shit. You guys are familiar with EU stuff. You know all about, General Thawne or Admiral Thawne. Freaking Gers knew that fucking Miggs Mayfield was sent to the Kessel mines, like to fucking work prison labor style. Like, there's some real hardcore Star Wars nerds here. I'm actually curious what do you guys, you hardcore Star Wars nerds, who's not Momo, because Momo thought for some reason we were still in the prequel trilogy era.
Yeah, if there's someone who doesn't count as a hardcore Star Wars nerd, it's fucking Mona.
Yeah, what do you hardcore nerds think about what do you guys think about Luke's return? What do you think about the overall series of Mandalorian season 2? Leave me alone. And what do you think what do you guys I'm curious to think of your thoughts. I'm excited for, I'm just gonna keep calling it House of Fett. The Boba Fett series. I'm pumped for that. Hey Mona, it's a Gundam. But no, you skipped Gundam altogether. We couldn't make it work. God damn it.
Well, hopefully we can make it work for next time. You have everything, right?
Yeah, I might need a website from you or something.
I'll DM you the thing again. So I have easy access.
I'm really pumped for the Ahsoka show, and I'm excited to see what this means, because there was a one of the Fandom Menace people who break leaks in the Star Wars stuff. There was a leak broken today that, hang on, let me read Vor's message first. I dig it all. The Star Wars universe is what I love. Every time I get a window into it, I'm psyched. Sometimes it's a shitty window, like the sequel trilogy, and sometimes it's an amazing window, like Mando. I love it all in varying degrees. I'm very excited to see anything Dave Filoni wants to do. He understands George's vision. I hope he doesn't get spread too thinly so the work suffers. Excellent point. There's a lot of upcoming seasons of series. I'm curious to see how well each one does, because, it seems like with The Mandalorian, both Dave and John are able to really put in a lot of hard work together as, co-creators and carry on George's vision.
I saw so much Star Wars announcement, I was like, dude, there's no way all of this is going to be even half Mando's level, and let alone being close to it. Maybe there's going to be like 1 or 2 if they're lucky that's like near Mando level, and everything is going to be filler because people want Star Wars, so they're going to consume Star Wars no matter what level of quality it is. And you're playing a dangerous game with this because you could turn off people with this. Just maybe give them that Cara Dune series because we all want to see more of Cara Dune. And just do more Mando.
I love Mandalorian, and with Luke showing up, I see the possibility for them to rewrite the sequels. So,
What sequels?
the rumor goes like this. In Rebels, they introduced the Veil of the Force. And the Veil of the Force is essentially Jedi multiverse, Jedi time travel, I believe. You know, I'm paraphrasing what I've heard. Apparently, the Veil of the Force, created by Dave Filoni, is a way... It's the break glass in case of emergency. It's the out. I believe they use the Veil of the Force to go back in time and save someone's life. It's that kind of shit, right? It's the time travel stuff in Avengers Endgame. You know, when all hope is lost, Veil of the Force it is. So, hypothetically, if Disney were inclined to, they could pull this emergency lever. And this would mean, well, this would mean that they would be able to retcon the sequel trilogy. So it would happen, but it would have happened elsewhere. Think of it like they would essentially turn the sequel trilogy into the J.J. Abrams version of the Star Wars universe, or Star Trek universe rather. So you'd have Trek Prime with William Shatner and, you know, Captain Picard played by, you know, Sir Patrick Stewart. And then you would have a different universe where, you got the Kelvin timeline series. Kelvin timeline Star Wars. Right. So essentially through the Veil of the Force, if they were given the go-ahead, Filoni and Favreau could completely undo, through time travel or multiverse or whatever, could undo the sequel trilogy. It's possible.
Which they should.
It's possible. A lot of fans are calling for it because a major damper to the Luke Skywalker scenes.
So even just Luke Skywalker, just the quality of Star Wars storytelling as a whole.
Specifically Luke, though.
Was massively degraded with the
Specifically
sequels.
Luke. Specifically what happens to Luke's arc. What denigrates this whole episode, or this whole showing of Luke, right? All this amazing stuff that happens in this episode from Luke. It leads to Ruin Johnson's fucking version, right?
Jake Skywalker.
It leads us to Jake Skywalker, which sucks. So people who are giant Star Wars nerds weren't really allowing themselves to enjoy this as much as they would have, because they know where this goes. They know where this ends up, and this ends up with Kylo Ren and maybe baby Grogu burning in a fucking fire in Luke's Jedi temple. You know?
I know, right? When you think about it, it's like, oof,
Right.
am I allowed to be happy now? Because this is like, for League fans, it's like a KT roaster moment. Like, the second you get excited, they're winning, they instantly crash and burn.
Yeah, I bet the Fett series will do well, since I hear it's going to be a story revealing some of his past between the prequels and Mando. Awesome. There was a story already fleshed out for episode 7 and 9, and they just ignored it, and we were like, yeah. They ignored George's thing. Actually, the J.J. Abrams version of 8 was actually pretty good. So allegedly, the J.J. Abrams version had Rey delivering Luke the lightsaber. Luke, who cherishes the lightsaber, holds it dear, and then explains to Rey that he's been waiting for her, and that he's been on that planet because that planet that he's on, it's like a nexus of the will of the Force, and he's been using the Force. He's been using the Force across the universe to help thwart Snoke, who is on a planet elsewhere doing the same thing, but using the dark side of the Force to manipulate people, manipulate events, manipulate the galaxy. And that the reason...
It makes a lot more sense.
Well, but check this out. It gets better. Because the reason why... He said he'd actually been with Rey the entire time. And it calls back to all that Mary Sue shit that Rey was doing. Using Force... using all of her Force abilities that she uses, even including fucking the Jedi mind trick, the stuff that she would, including battling Kylo Ren, the stuff that she would have no fucking business knowing how to do or anything. All that. Guess who was behind all that? Luke.
Yeah, that makes way more fucking sense.
Luke was helping her use the Force through this planet that he was on in order to help guide her to him. And like that, and that was part of it. But it left a lot of explanations for it. It was so much better than fucking Ruin Johnson's shit, and it made me want to punch the table. Because you got Luke.
It makes so much more fucking sense. And
yeah.
It also saves Rey's character. And
right.
now because this doesn't exist, it's not canon, Rey's character's in the fucking garbage bin.
That makes much more sense. Luke playing Force chess with Snoke, and then Snoke goes out like a bitch. Yeah, and also, they build up Snoke as this big bad, and he's so bad, and he's so he's this and he's that, and he's he's the next Palpatine, and then they just Rian Johnson just fucking that's it. Oh, he's here now. No, he's dead now. It's that who was he? He was fucking Palpatine, I guess. So dumb, man. What we got is not what. Fucking Star Wars deserves so much better than what was given. Anyway, rumors go like this: Kathleen Kennedy, the one who okayed all those movies, which were mostly shit, minus the Rogue One movie, in the Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni camp. Apparently, there is a civil war of sorts, a schism of sorts at Lucasfilm. There are allegedly those who are in the Kathleen Kennedy camp, who are behind the prequels, who love the Force, everything. The Force is female. The Force Awakens. Rey's and a Mary Sue. All that shit. All the weird agenda pushing and all that other shit that Kathleen Kennedy was trying to force down people's throats. All that stuff, super behind. And now apparently you have another faction who
when your challenger appears,
are loyalists to Filoni and Favreau, because they are the ones who are mostly they're trying to honor George Lucas's legend, and they're the ones who are behind The Mandalorian solely. And it would appear that this is the rumor. It would appear that, I don't know if you guys knew this, but like the Star Wars, they did like a Star Wars like Lego holiday special. I don't know if you guys were familiar with that. Apparently it's atrocious. Let me see if I can find it. Star Wars.
There's a Star Wars holiday Lego set based on the Disney trilogy.
The Lego Star Wars holiday special. It released last month. And apparently it features all of your favorite characters: Finn, Poe, Rey.
Who?
And I think it has Rey going through time. Yeah, I think Rey goes through time to help.
She time travels?
She time travels and helps like train Luke or something.
Oh my fucking god!
It's pretty fucking terrible, dude.
This is the cringiest dog shit I've heard all the week.
Finn, Poe, Rey, Din. Yeah. So apparently it was a fucking dumpster fire. But this is the Kathleen Kennedy. This is the Kathleen Kennedy crux.
To quote the eloquent and yet humble man Ethan Van Sciver, trebuchet Kathleen Kennedy into the fucking sun.
Trebuchet. What a beautiful word. But yes, apparently the rumor has it that the Star Wars Holiday Lego special featuring all the new characters was a complete failure of a movie. Its numbers were shit. It streamed on Disney Plus and no one watched it. Nobody talked about it. Half of you guys probably weren't even. Half of you guys in here who love Star Wars probably didn't even know it was happening.
I heard about it just now.
Right.
And for the first second, I thought it was like some sort of actual, Lego set, like toys. But no, it's a fucking movie.
Same, just now. Gers is the only person that seems to watch it. So the rumor is, I haven't finished that. Same. The rumor is that Kathleen Kennedy's gang, they were pushing this, and at the same time, Filoni and Favreau were pushing Mando season 2. And the idea is somewhat nefarious that the higher ups at Lucasfilm, or Disney rather, said, all right, let's listen, let's see who does what. We'll have the holiday special come out, and then we'll have it, coincide along the Mandalorian, and we'll see who does what, numbers wise,
that is a proper competition.
buzz wise, a competition, a meritocracy. You both release this, each camp releases a thing, and we'll let the viewers decide. And apparently, the episode of The Mandalorian featuring Luke Skywalker, it earned Disney Plus more subscribers in a 2-day period than any day since Disney Plus launched.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Apparently, The Mandalorian episode 8 of season 2, featuring Luke Skywalker, it was so popular, the Disney Plus service went down for a few hours because of high volume traffic.
That's a good sign that your shit is popular when your mechanics literally cannot handle the traffic.
Apparently, nothing but excellent word of mouth on social media, Luke and things trending and yada yada yada. So that's the word. The word is that there is a battle going on for the soul of the Star Wars franchise right now at Lucasfilm, and who knows? If we're lucky, Filoni and Favreau will help rewrite the nature of things. Maybe even retcon the sequel trilogy.
Oh, completely fucking retcon this thing. There's a new episode 7 movie and it's made by Favreau and Filoni. I'd be like, okay, I'll go see it.
Kristen, I didn't know you like Star Wars like that. Okay. Anything else to add, Bill?
I'm excited for the next Mandalorian season.
Me too, but we're gonna have to wait. We're gonna have to wait at least a year and change, maybe even a year and a half. Unless
if it's done well. Like,
unless you think, yeah, no, there's no way they're gonna be like Boba Fett here and then Mandalorian a week after, right? Probably not. I'm assuming there's gonna be a time gap between the two. I put it maybe 6 months, I'd say. So like,
that's not a risk they're running with all this Star Wars shit that they've announced. They could desensitize people to Star Wars too.
Right. Yeah. Too much oversaturated. An oversaturated market.
Especially
is
if
great.
most of it is not good. Because the chance of all of those shows being good, not just well received, but objectively good stories with proper storytelling and characterization, is not that high the more shows you start throwing in, especially if not a lot of people are doing the writing. Let's say you just take Favreau and Filoni and you give them 10 shows to write. They're not Jeff Johns writing comics. You don't know if they're gonna pull everything off on the same level of quality as Mandalorian. Unless there are hyper Star Wars geniuses and they pull it off, and then in that case, hats off to them.
Man.
But as long as it's done with great quality and attention and love that the series has been getting so far, I am fine with waiting a year and a half. Like, Attack on Titan fans waited 4 fucking years for another season. and they're finally getting their final season. And Attack on Titan hasn't been more popular, and actually broke
Forgot about that.
Crunchyroll's website.
Forgot about that show. I'd never watched. I've only watched one episode of the season. First time I cried watching Star Wars was this episode. Ooh, dope.
Which part of it made you cry? Was it the last one or was it Luke entering? Because it seems like there are like two camps on where people teared up.
Yeah,
The
actually,
actual Star Wars fans teared up when they saw Luke, which
Yeah.
you know, as you should.
yes. The very last scene. So this scene with Grogu, because I found that I think you're right. Because I was watching a lot of Star Wars nerd reactions, like people who live and love Star Wars, Mando and Grogu, right? So it seems like normies cried during the Mando and Grogu scene, and hardcore Star Wars nerds cried when they saw Luke. And I was watching a lot of reaction videos to the Luke scene specifically, and it was motherfucking like grown ass adults with like red eyes, like swelling eyes the second
I mean,
you
not
see
the guy who
Luke.
was reacting to the racial areas, I hope.
No, fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. All right, I think that's shut up. I'm not crying. You're crying.
I know, right?
All right. Well, I think
It was a good episode, man. I understand why people got emotional when they saw Luke, because you know they finally saw the character they love so much properly represented.
damn, dude. Yeah, man. Guys, anything else you want to add? I think we've said it all. I think we've said it all. I think with that.
Oh, I had one very. I laughed my ass off at one moment when Mando came back to the shop
Yeah.
with the meat of the dragon.
Oh
And you
yeah.
saw that moment of Grogu looking up at the meat and having that wide-eyed reaction. Mine was the same,
Gotcha. Silly.
because that meat was so well rendered, it looked like an actual fucking elk steak, and I was like, dinner.
With that, I'm hungry. I'm hungry now.
And
So I'm
Grogu
gonna
was
go.
my spirit animal in that moment.
I'm gonna raid Midream, and I'll be on Monday. Hanging out. Nikki, wow. Okay, bye. Oh, Nikki, the podcast is over. You were supposed to do your homework, and you didn't do your homework.
You didn't do.
You
well,
did do your homework.
Are we gonna say the homework? What's the homework now? So that people actually have time and no excuses, because
I don't know. I don't
if
know what we're
gonna
doing.
do
What are we doing next week?
all right.
What are we doing next week? That's what I was waiting for. Oh no, why are you no stream? I'll be honest, I'm not feeling that great. I'm not feeling that great, and it's Christmas Eve. And I think I'm just gonna lay down, man. My stomach is kind of killing me. If you want, dude, I might play some Cyberpunk in the Discord channel. If you guys want to hang out in the Discord channel, we can. I'm still be up. Yeah. Oh yeah, I got some Cyberpunk I need to do. So if you guys want to hang out over there, while I relax, cause yeah, dude. Oh, dude. Yeah. Here. Let's raid Midream.
Midway. He was in here at the start.